What's up, friends and fam? How's it going? Welcome to MIKEroaggress'd. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do a show with you for the longest time. We've always been on like other people's channels, but everyone say hello to. I'm very jealous. For once, I don't have the best hair tonight. I'm very jealous. But welcome, our beloved hair icon, Nick.
What's up, Mike? Good to see you a few days later after having you on a very memorable Toxic Tuesday. That was one for the ages. That was
Awesome. So I was on Nick's Rumble channel the other night to talk about A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which for you guys who haven't seen it, it is the gayest damn horror movie ever made. It's just one of the gayest movies ever made. I mean, I think we have AIDS after this.
It was a memorable show, and you had the whole entire panel leaning in on all the puns, the innuendo. We were all guns blazing with that stuff, Mike. You had us firing on all cylinders.
Oh, it was great. I've started doing a binge rewatch of all the Nightmare movies now too. I just watched Dream Warriors, which is amazing.
Okay, good. I can't wait to rewatch them myself. I'm hoping to do that because that kind of got me inspired to do it too, to just go through them.
I kind of rewatched 4 also in the background. 4 and 5 just like run together in my mind. I never remember 4 or 5.
Which one was it that had the Alice Cooper song? Was it 5?
Oh, I think that's 5.
I think it was 5. I can't remember if I liked that movie or if I just liked that Alice Cooper had a song in it. I can't remember. I have to rewatch it and judge it. But I was happy Cooper had a song in it.
Because then they have the Dream Warriors song 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, that's what it was. It had a killer soundtrack. No pun intended with the killer soundtrack, but yeah, it was killer.
Also, hey to our beautiful chat friends, everyone watching. Hey, Dylan, Clinton, Lindsay, 1, 3, and 4 are the best. See, a lot of people say 4 is, and I don't know if I don't remember it as well, and then I wasn't really paying attention. I need to commit to rewatching 4. I know a lot of people like it.
I like the rewatching and reviewing of things because when you take away the hype and you take away the recency bias, you see things without the rose-colored lenses, and sometimes you rate things even higher. Some things you rank them even lower. You definitely see things a lot more objectively when you take out all the noise in the room and you see it just between you and the movie. And I'm happy to go through these movies and see where I stand with them because, well, it's fun to do that. And there are movies where I'm like, oh, wow, this is better than I remember. Oh, wow, this is worse than I remember. I'll give you an example of a movie that was better than I remember. The first Expendables in 2010. At the time, this is a fun, standard action movie. But then I rewatched it for Toxic Tuesday. This is about 2 years ago. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot better than I remember. And I thought at the time it was pretty good. So it's nice when you can go back and see these things like that. And you take out the noise. It really makes a difference when you do that.
What's your favorite horror franchise?
Ooh, franchise-wise, I gotta think about my favorite friend. I'm probably going to go, and it's going to be kind of cliche, but probably the Scream movies just because it was Wes Craven with all the leaning on the tropes and having fun with it. Now, this is where I'm going to become very normie with it. Obviously, my favorite one's the first movie. I know that's nothing out of the ordinary, but it was just such a big deal of a movie when it came out. It was one of those things where you had to be there. I was, 9 or 10 when it came out. And 9 or 10-year-old Nick knew about this movie because kids around me, when I was living in a small town called Berwyn, right outside of Chicago, kids were talking about this movie. And I remember that look, the Ghostface look. I didn't know it was called Ghostface, but I just remember the look of the guy with the white mask. It stood out to me. And I just couldn't believe that look. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Then I finally saw the first movie, I think in 98 or 99. And it just wowed me. And even though I didn't have a well-versed knowledge of horror, I still thought it was really intense. And something seemed kind of funny about it. But I didn't know why it was funny. But yet somehow impressionable 11-year-old Nick was entertained by it. Now when I watch it now, knowing a lot better about the genre, I'm entertained even more now. It's kind of like being entertained by Spaceballs, but without having to see stars. You literally liked it for what it was. But now
I think I saw Spaceballs before I saw Star Wars.
Isn't it interesting how you can view movies like that? And that's a good sign of a good movie where you don't have to have seen those other things.
The first Scream I saw when I was a little kid. and could not get past the opening scene because it was just the scariest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. And then I
Oh.
watched the rest of the movie like during the day the next day, and it was amazing. Oh, Lindsay, I'm so jealous. She saw Scream 2 in the theater. I saw Scream. So I've now seen all of them in the theater except the first one. They re-released Scream 2 a couple years ago. Seeing it in a theater is like, oh, it's a totally new experience.
Oh, yeah.
Also, hey, Ramiro, glad you got back in time. Glad you're here. Hey, B. Hey, Clinton. Ugh, the remake. We don't talk about the remake.
Oh, I like to pretend that doesn't exist. Like I'm one of those guys where to me there's only 3 Indiana Jones movies. To me, there's only one movie called The Matrix. And I can
Yes.
pretend that 2014, that's an alternate reality. It's fake news. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, I'm like halfway there with the last 2 Scream movies. Like they're not that level of bad. Like they're still enjoyable, but I just am not really a fan of where they went with it.
Why did they call the 5th one Scream?
It's
They
so
couldn't
annoying.
call it Scream 5. That was just
All they would have had to do is
lazy.
highlight the middle of the M and it would be a V, it would be 5.
What a weird but lazy thing to do. And I think because it's so lazy, it's that much more annoying. It's just like,
Yeah.
really, that small detail, you just couldn't call it that? Because even horror fans, they don't care about numbers of the amount of sequels. They're not stigmatized by 800 sequels. The average normie is. Horror fans are built very differently. If they see it's the 100th sequel, if anything, that might encourage them to see it more. That syrup will
Yeah.
encourage them to see more. Horror fans are not bugged by a number of sequels. And I think that's a testament to horror fans because they are committed to seeing as many of these movies, whether it's a Scream franchise or just horror, as possible. And that's great because with the lower budgets and that type of dedication, they're poised for success. So in case you're wondering, how do these franchises keep coming to these movies? Well, because they're cheap. And it takes a lot for them to fail. I don't think people realize horror movies, in order for them to bomb, they have to really bomb. Really bomb. But
Like The
anyway,
Exorcist Believer, where they spent like $400 million
yeah, sometime where they
acquiring the
actually went
franchise.
crazy. Oy.
Scream 5, though, just has like every single one of my pet peeves in modern movies. These like storytelling shortcuts where all the story happens between scenes or before the movie started. They just tell instead of showing.
Oh, yeah.
Then the lighting, then the cardboard looking sets. And the thing that I hate most about current movies is how they film everything in close up. So you won't
Oh,
see
yeah.
the shitty sets and the lack of background. And there's no, I mean, watch any like movie from 50 years ago, 60 years ago, even, and the scope of it looks so vast. It's all big wide shots and locations. And so in some of those movies, they'd have thousands of extras. And then you get to like these current movies, something like Scream 5, and it's like you can't see anything but the person's face because there is no shot composition.
Yeah, I don't like that either. It's like I can forgive if someone on crew's foot accidentally got slipped into the movie. As long as you get me so deep in the story, I
Yeah.
can forgive small details like that. But because they're so busy focusing on little things like that don't matter, you end up not being lost in the movie. And when you watch these things, you want to get lost in the movie. And that's a problem when you can't get lost in that because we go through these things, even for horror, to get away from it. We want to be in that world. We want to feel like we're being chased or being the chaser, depending on the perspective. But you get the point. You want to be lost in the damn movie. And that's something we can all mutually agree on.
This drives me crazy, especially 5, but also 6. It feels like a COVID era. And then 6 takes place in
I
New
think it
York,
was. I think
and
6
they didn't shoot
was.
it in New York. Oh,
I
yeah,
think
it definitely
6
was.
was from that era. Also with 5, that was when they were piggybacking off of The Last Jedi Fallout, if you remember. That was
Yeah.
when they were going for the fan attacks. I was like,
That's what
they
I fucking
really are
hated.
doing this. They are really doing this. I felt like Booker T in WWF. Tell me he did not just say that. I'm just like, where's Booker T when I need him? To
What
mollywop
pissed me
these
off
guys'
so much about
asses.
that is that Wes Craven, the original Scream, it was really like taking a stand against the moral panic of that era, which was, oh, if you like horror movies, you're going to be a serial killer. And so I hated that then in Scream 5, they come down on the side of the moral panic of this era that, oh, fans are going to be serial killers. And they're like, yes, you're right.
I remember in 2019 when Joker hit the theaters, I remember they had a metal detector at my super suburban
Oh
town.
my
And I'm
god.
laughing my ass off. I'm like, you guys are really serious. You actually buy this crap that they're saying? These people are trying to create a villain. This isn't never going to happen. They want this to happen. They're
Well,
trying
and
to
then that even
instigate
that they had to make it gay in the sequel and make it a musical with Lady Gaga.
Oh boy. No, the sequel that came out 5 years later that feels like no one actually wanted to be there. I watched them like, did anyone want to actually be in this movie? Yeah, oh yeah, that panic was blown way out of proportion. I always
You know
felt
what's
like from
funny
the
too though is
beginning.
their excuse for it was the media was claiming that, oh, The Dark Knight was that thing where he shot up a theater because of the
Oh yeah,
Joker.
yeah.
They were such liars. That didn't even happen for The Dark Knight. It was the next one. The Joker wasn't even in that movie.
Yep. That was 2012 with the Bane movie. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
a
right.
lot
They
of
raped him in I forgot about that. I try to block that.
yeah.
That's another one, like you guys said, that it doesn't exist.
Woo! It doesn't, yeah. Just pretend it doesn't exist because if you pretend that exists, well, then you kind of defeat the purpose of the first movie and kind of just undoes that entire movie. So therefore, you basically have done a not a 180, but you've done an actual 360 with watching Joker fully a douche.
Well, Nick, I could rant about this shit forever with you, but I want to back up a bit. Like,
Let's
so for
go.
people, so welcome to the show after we rant forever about movies. But so for people who haven't seen you before, and I've always wondered because we've met in the sense that it feels like we already knew each other. So
Yes.
like I don't know your background. Like I want to know your origin story. What is the origin of Nick?
All right, the origin story. Ooh, do you want to talk YouTube years or the life years?
Everything.
Oh, the everything. Oh boy, so I did 2 tours of Chirac, one at birth because you don't get to decide where you live when you're born. That's just how it is. Where your parents live, that's where you're gonna live when you're born. Then the second tour of Chirac was in the 2010s. I went to what was that elementary school, middle school, and left the Chicago area a little after 10. And I did middle and high school, then came back to Chirac, did a tour then left again shortly after Dad Life happened. This is a simplified version, by the way. Like, because I can't do the E True Hollywood story. We'll be here forever. um, but throughout that time, I had a lot of things that I was into. I also was a very notable personality for better and worse. I was always loud. I was definitely a guy who, let's just say, when there's 800 people in the room, there's a what's that Nick guy doing? He might be up to something type of guy. I was that guy. I was the one who when they made it illegal to sell Mountain Dew at the soda machines, I decided, well, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna sell Mountain Dew out of my locker. So I became the Dew dealer. So, and I'm not joking, by the way. This is literally what happened.
I forgot about that. You did the do.
I was Dew dealing out of the locker. So guys are coming to me for the greens and hey, you got the stuff. Yeah, I got the stuff. Do you want regular? Or do you want code red? So I had a very naturally rebellious streak. And with that rebellious streak happen, I was already like a hardcore geek in terms of liking like comics, like Spider-Man, Daredevil. And yet at the same time, I was already a full-on metalhead as well. And that was interesting because you're talking 2 different groups of people, and somehow I was able to cross over to have friendships in both circles. And how I made that happen, and it's still beyond me to this day. But I didn't know how much it was going to play out into my life after. I didn't do University of Colleges because I thought those were BS even then. I did do a trade, and I actually went to an almost all black school for a trade, actually, believe it or not. Uh,
Really?
yeah. So it was a school called Lincoln
Those
Tech.
people intend to get jobs?
I took the automotive
Kidding.
classes, and there was the automotive section, there was the electrician section, and there was the nurse section. The nurses were always catfighting. The electricians were the electricians. The automotive department, that was as Chirac as it gets, man. I remember all the homies there were like, "Wow, Nick, you eat more chicken than we do," and I felt like that was the biggest badge of honor. And yeah, I saw a lot of weird things happen. I saw a lot of intense things happen there. I was always safe though, Simone. I never got my car keyed. I never got mugged, but I know of guys getting mugged. I know of guys who had knives pulled out. I know of guys who took physical beatings. I know of these things. I can name them, but I somehow was always safe from that. I don't know how. I must have been lucky, but I graduated. I got a diploma, and I did automotive jobs for a few years, and then I realized, hey, this is great in terms of money, but in terms of how they do the ranking, well, I tried to go to classes so I didn't have to start back at the bottom. And that to me is
Yeah.
kind of like, this is basically just college university, but for a trade and a lot less money. So that's where I go back to Chirac. I become dad. And when I become dad, I'm like, okay, now that the girls, I had two girls that, came
How old
from
are
the
they?
picture. One is going to be 12 next month,
Oh,
and my
wow.
youngest turned 10 in July. So it's 2013
Aw.
and 15. And, they're both very functional human beings now, which is really awesome. I love it. I'm their primary parent. There is a mom, but that's a E True Hollywood story for another
Ooh,
day. Maybe a part two
that
if
sounds juicy.
necessary. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I should get a movie out that I may get me some money for that. Anyways, but I remember thinking, man, I would like to do something to put myself out there. In what way? Was that through music? Was that through comics? I don't know what. I worked for a guy for a bit named Josh. He ran a music website called Digital Tour Bus. It's still going to this day. And I started doing live reviews at going to his shows. He would get me on the guest list. I would just have
I
to
knew there
review
was a
the
music
show.
thing here.
Yeah, I'd have to review the show within 48 hours after the show happened. And I was doing really well at it, to the point where bands were noticing it. Bands even like shared my reviews, even wrote to me because of them. I thought, oh, that's actually really cool that happened. I remember, for me, a big one was when I saw Anthrax. And I know one of the members of Anthrax got wind of it. I'm like, oh, whoa, that's kind of really weird. And I remember when I was on Slayer's guest list, and that kind of freaked me out even more, because I saw my name on the placement of the guest list, and my name was right up above the drummer of Anthrax. I'm like, I'm on the same guest list as the drummer from Anthrax. This is I was trying to take that in. That's really weird, because my name and you are in the same vicinity on paper. That's really weird. But obviously I did really well at that. But the problem was, just because I was doing well and my reviews were getting hits, the other guys weren't. So when the website was growing, the review portion wasn't, and it's because everyone else was kind of weighing it down. So the guy, kind of say, okay, what's doing well on my website? What's not? Well, the reviews are not doing well. So unfortunately, I gotta access part of it. I get it. I wasn't bummed. I get it. If I ran his company that way, I'd be the same way. So, a few years later, after being focused on being dad exclusive, which was a great move, I get to explore the infancy stage, the overnight stage, the crawling, the walking, becoming fully functional human beings. And now they're starting to become a lot more well developed young little girls. And I'm thinking, okay, well, now that they can do some things, I can probably start thinking about things I want to do again. And that's when I remember getting into Eric July's channel, A Young Rip of 5'9". I remember I discovered his videos right around when the first Captain Marvel came out, because I was a big fan of the early MCU, because I was a big Marvel Comics fan. And I remember being something was really off about the whole campaign around Captain Marvel. Something seemed really off, and I
Mhm.
couldn't put my finger on it. And you want to know how weird it was? I couldn't put my finger on it. I had a manager at the time who was also into the Marvel movies of that time, and she came up to me. And I have to emphasize that it's a she. There's a reason for this, because she said, "Hey, did you see Captain Marvel?" I'm like, "Yeah, I saw it." And then she came up to me to the side. If someone on the outside saw it, they could say, "Oh, Nick's in trouble. He's talking to the manager on the side." But really, she was bringing me to the side because she felt like she couldn't say out loud that she didn't like the movie.
You mean that she hates women?
Right? And she's like, "I didn't like it, Nick." I was like, "Yeah, I didn't really either." She's like, "Why does it feel like I can't say that?" I'm like, and I told her, "I don't know. There's something really off about this whole situation." And so
It's
Rip
weird
was
how we're kind of I think, getting out of that phase now. It seems like that really isn't happening the same way that it did a couple years ago, where these
no,
movies
no,
were
no,
just
no, no, no.
causes that you had to support. Ghostbusters, Captain Marvel, The Last
Oh,
Jedi, all of them.
Oh yeah, dude. It was weird because like I knew something was off with them, but once again I didn't pay too much attention. But Captain Marvel started making me pay attention, and that's when Ripa's videos on what was going on with Captain Marvel started showing up on my YouTube feed, and I decided to look at them. And I kind of just went down the well. I was really into his channel for a whole year, and then it clicked. That's it. I want to do a YouTube channel. That's it. And then he had Nerdrotic on for an episode of his For Canon's Sake. And then I remember Gary said at the time, I look forward to having you on Friday Night Tights later this week. And that was right when the government response to that thing happened in 2020. And I thought to
Say the
myself,
thing. Say the thing.
oh, the Kung Flu, yes.
The
So
scamdemic.
yeah, the Kung Flu scamdemic was going on. And I thought to myself, oh, what's this Friday Night Tights? I guess I'll check that out. And that was a really big, like wide eye opening moment for me because I discovered who Gary was, the Geeks and Gamers crew, Comics Division, all of them. It was like I unlocked a Pandora's box of perspective because being in Chirac, 2 tours of Chirac especially, it's such a bubble that you don't realize other perspectives exist outside the bubble. And also, you don't know you don't know you live in the bubble unless you escape it. Because here's the thing.
So damn true.
I don't hold it against city people as much for not acknowledging it because I was that guy. It wasn't like I was a raging leftist. It was just I was somewhere in the middle. Okay. So I was somewhere in the middle, and I was still, trying to make sense of a lot of what was going on, whether it was through politics, whether it was culture, whatever. I was still trying to make sense of a lot of things. But when it took me about a year after I left Chirac the second time, it was a year after, then I realized, holy crud, I did live in a bubble because I'd hear the phrase. I didn't took offense to it. I just didn't think anything of it. But that's when it sank in. I remember, holy crap, I was in a bubble. So anyways, bring it back to unlocking the Pandora's box of perspective. I was shocked all these points of view existed because it felt like those were being kept from me in some weird way. Like I was not supposed to be seeing this. Like it was almost like you're getting caught watching porn as a 5th grader, except all you were doing was listening to other people's perspectives. It's so weird, but that's what it felt like. It was almost like if you were like on break and I still work at the employer, I do, where it's still in a very blue echo chamber. It felt like, oh, if someone walks in break room, I can't be seen with this. It feels like I'm talking about once again like a porno mag or something. And all I'm talking about is Friday Night Tights. I couldn't believe all these people exist, and that's why I saw there was a live chat. I saw there was all this engagement. I thought that was really cool. And that's when I realized, okay, now there's this whole shutdown going on. I need to get a YouTube channel. And I need to do it now. If I don't start it now, I'm never going to start it. And that's when I got it going.
Good for you.
And thank you. And I started making some videos. Of course, the videos were, I thought they were okay videos, but the views sucked. But I didn't really care because I was getting started. And that's really what mattered for me. And then I remember I started linking up with a Poly Latino Slant. I got to know him. My old buddy who's no longer living with us, Clobber in Times. He's a great guy. Rest in peace. I was getting to know all these other guys. I was linking up with them, doing streams. I think, oh, well, this is cool. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. And now I got some eyes coming to my channel. Okay, this is actually working. Cool. And then I remember this is when The Mandalorian was actually a bigger show where there was actual normie conversation. I remember there was a panel going on, and I asked one of the guys, hey, can I get in on this? I just asked him by a shot in the dark. I thought he was going to say no because he was like, who the fuck is this Joe Schmo asking me this? But he actually said yes. I'm like, holy shit, he said yes. Either I'm getting punked or this is for real. I'll show up and see what happens. So I showed up, and as soon as I got on the stream, I immediately saw Comics Division was there. And I turned off my camera. I turned off my mic. I'm like, that's Comics Division from Friday Night Tights. What the fuck am I doing here on a show with him? And I remember I turned everything back on after I'm like, keep it cool. Don't geek out. Don't do any of that stuff. Maintain composure. It's okay. He's just a guy. Okay. And I did that show and then I did it for a few weeks. And I thought, okay, that's a cool memory. I got to stream with a guy from Friday Night Tights. That'll probably be the best of where I peaked at least so I thought. And as soon as that season wrapped up, I immediately got a direct message from him. And he said to me, I need to get you on a stream sometime. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like,
That's
just
awesome.
name the date. And we worked out a few dates and I showed up. And I thought, once again, that was going to be the peak. Had a fun time. I didn't think I was going to do it again. Then he asked me again and again. And then he just kind of said, hey, if you want to stay, you can. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Before I knew it, I started having subs. And, it was really interesting. I feel like I must have been one of the rare exceptions to this. And what I mean by that is usually I hear you can't just go to people's channels and hope to get subs. It doesn't work like that. And I can attest to a lot of my friends, it doesn't work for, but I must have had a rare lucky case because that actually did work in my favor because a lot of my subs became from Comics Division. I actually think he's the reason why I was able to shoot to 1K from 100 to 1K. I thank him for that to this very damn day. Sure, I may have put in some work. I've not been on FNT. But
you gotta, you'd be great on there.
We'll see. I've been to Gary and Melissa's house in Wisconsin, their second house.
Oh, I love
That's
them.
even cooler. I love
Melissa.
She's wonderful.
I love Gary too, but Melissa,
oh, yeah.
I love so much.
Well, I got some cool shit to tell you. So I brought my kids out to go stay over at the Neurotic Wisconsin house, which is their second home in Wisconsin. And their sons made us brats and everything. And awesome. We got to, see a little small bonfire in the backyard. Then we went to a badass action figure shop after in Wisconsin. It was great. And both Gary and Melissa are excellent with my kids. The kids love them. Yeah, they're awesome people. We went out for an afternoon in Wisconsin. It was great. It was awesome. But anyways, go ahead.
Sorry.
I was going to say, breathe to YouTube. I hit 1K. I got monetized in 2021. And then I did the Vegas meetup. And that's where I got to meet Quarter Black Garrett. I actually met Gary Neurotic for my first time. I met a lot of these guys in person. And that's when I really sank in. I'm meant to do this. I am straight up meant to do this.
That's awesome.
And I got to keep going. And yeah, there's more, but that's just the simplified version of it.
That's awesome. I think it's not confirmed yet, but I think I'm making my Friday Night Tights debut next month for Wicked.
I hope you do. I'm taking my daughter for that. I'm taking my youngest. She loves the first movie. And I was like, hey,
I love / hate it.
No, you love / hate. See, she's never seen the play. So for her, she bases Wicked off of this. She's not read the book. I'm aware that's not a kid-friendly book. But since this is her gateway to it. Yeah, I know. I've learned from the Midnight's Edge guys how unchild-friendly apparently the book is. But
yeah, aren't they all fucking or something? I didn't read the book either.
I can't personally confirm.
Fucks in it?
But Tom and Andre have said it is far from child-friendly.
Who's fucking in it? We got to find. This is we answer the important questions on this show. I'm googling who was fucking each other in the Wicked book.
Yeah, I was shocked by that, and I was like, okay, well, I'll stick with the movie. But yeah, my youngest star, she's really excited about it, and she actually likes going to the movie theater too. And she said, "Can we see this the first day?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Can we take one of my friends?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course we can go." And it's not my type of movie, but I'm gonna be a dad. If she likes it, yeah, we'll go. And as long as Dad gets his extra butter on his popcorn, I don't care. I'm a dude who needs to have extra butter on his popcorn.
The book goes into detail about Elphaba's pubic hair and vagina. Oh, I gotta read this book.
Oh.
Wait, oh my God, she's a whore in the book. She's banging the Scarecrow. She's banging the Tin Man. I read an interview where he was saying she wanted to be banging Glinda. She is a green-ass whore. The green pussy.
Ooh, wow. Green JJ.
I don't know if it's just me, but it causes me such physical pain to look at those two actresses. They just look so sickly. Well, and I'm a big fan of eating disorders. Normally, I'm very pro eating disorder. I think with all the fat bitches we got, we could use a little more of that. but not to that extent.
So you're all for balancing the scales, quite literally.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I wish I'm like getting a little porky here. I wish I could have an eating disorder. I just love food too much.
Oh, I do too. Trust me. If
Oh,
there's
the
one
Tin
reason
Man.
I stay in Illinois, it's the food. That like
Really? Oh,
that. Oh, dude, I they say not to brag. That's the greatest lie ever. When you talk about something like it's to brag, and
yes.
our Chicago tavern pizza is great. Our hot dogs are great. Our burgers are great. Our gyros are great. Like it's wonderful, and it never gets old. Always having something delicious to eat. I've had friends come around across the country. When they come to Illinois, and they know they're going to eat good. But bring it back to Wicked.
Wait, let's think about food first.
Sure, we can do that.
Have you ever had carpaccio?
Go on. I don't know what that is.
It is like
Do tell.
proof that
Do
God
tell.
exists.
Okay,
Um,
I'm listening. So what exactly is in it?
Oh my God. So it's an arugula salad with like paper thin raw steak and
Ooh,
and slices of Parmesan cheese
I've never
with
heard of
like a
this
lemon and
before.
olive oil sauce. I had friends here last night and I made it, and like I can't make it because then I'll want to just eat it every day. I'll just want to go buy more and more. It is the greatest thing in the world.
It sounds like you have a similar food problem where when you see it, you can't just let it sit there. It needs to be eaten. This is why
Yeah.
this is why I can't bring lunch to work, because I'll just eat it on the way to work. And then
I do that too. I made a big thing. I went away for the weekend and made a big tray of roasted tomato focaccia, and I ate it all on the way.
yeah, if I buy like a
Stay
snack,
tuned.
like a pastry, I'll just pop it open in the car on the way back home, and I'll just start eating it because I don't want to wait. I can't. I feel like I'm being taunted. Like it's looking at me. If I don't look at it back, like shit's gonna go wrong. So I'm just like, oh fuck it, just start eating now. And well, cowabunga it is. I just start chowing away.
I'm trying to find a picture of my carpaccio that I've made that I have on here because
I want to see this carpaccio because this
it is
sounds
the greatest
delightful.
thing to ever happen.
Oh, trust me, I love some delicious food. Like one thing we're known for
There
out
we
here
go.
is portions and glutenizing the fuck out of everything.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, this is carpaccio.
Oh,
So
okay,
you got
okay.
the arugula salad, you got
Ooh,
the thin it's usually when you get at a restaurant, it's usually like thin filet mignon. I used ribeye, and
okay.
then
Oh, it
Parmesan
looks
cheese,
good.
lemon, and olive oil.
Looks really
Oh
damn
my
good.
God.
Holy shit, bitch! I'd eat the shit out of that. Fuck.
Hey, Zadie! I just got done watching a movie called The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I've never seen that, and I've always wanted to. Have you seen that, Nick?
I have not seen that.
It's like Dolly Parton
Is
and
it,
Burt Reynolds, I think.
Oh, see, I should. I know what that is, but I haven't seen it. And shame on me for not, because I like my Burt Reynolds. I definitely like my Burt Reynolds flicks, and somehow there's always a one or two that I miss, and that's one of the ones I missed. You better have had that
Um,
stash in there.
Ooh, thank you, Lindsay. If I could just talk about like food and horror movies and nothing else, I would be so thrilled.
Nice,
But
nice.
yeah, going back to Wicked, what were your thoughts? So
You
you got
know,
dragged to it.
oh, I didn't hate it. Like I can tell it's a well-made movie. I can tell the people who worked on it, it seemed like they gave a shit. So I can at least look at it from that perspective. Like I'm not a musical type, but my youngest sis, she really enjoyed it. So for her, she enjoyed the performances. She loved the color, she loved the singing. She had like she did not complain about the 2 hours and 40-minute runtime. That was not
And
a
that's part
issue.
one.
Yeah, it was part one. Part two is a lot shorter. I already looked into it. It's like, and
Oh,
then
is it? I haven't looked that
well,
up.
if you think about it, and this is something I do know, because one of my exes she was being a musical. She always said in musicals and plays, Broadway's the first act is usually a lot longer than the second act. And this movie, the two movies are basically the first act and the second act of a Broadway.
This next one is 2 hours and 20 minutes. This whole thing is what, 5 hours long?
Yeah. So basically, but notice the takeaway from it. It's a lot shorter than the first movie, kind of like the way a normal Broadway would be. How the second act is
True.
shorter than the first. But yeah, overall, when you put them together, yes, it's still a one big long movie. But, she's excited for it, and I'm excited for her that, it's something she's genuinely into. One of her
Yeah.
friends wants to go. I said I'd buy her ticket too, and I can't wait to eat the shit out of some delicious extra butter popcorn. If there's
My
a theater and they don't have a self-serve extra butter station, I automatically think it's fucking run by feds. Because you better have that shit, or else I will protest your ass.
My buddy Greg, his daughter is very into musicals and stuff, and was all about, she didn't want to see the movie until she saw the stage show. But I've been trying to corrupt her and be like, let's just see the movie. Let's just see the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping part two. So wait, so the first one, like, it's not that it was bad. It's just there's everything about it just frustrated the fuck out of me. Like, every little thing in it was so needlessly frustrating. Like the editing, the camera work, the color correction. What is wrong with the color in this movie? That it's all like undersaturated. It's just everything about it was strange. Even like there's so many strange editing choices in it. Like, you'll have a character delivering a very important line and the camera is on the back of someone's head. So I don't know if they were just like rushed or what, but it bothers me.
Yeah, well, you also, it sounds like you sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you have a lot more of a point of reference, not just to some of the personnel involved, but the way these types of movies are made, the look of them, the musical aspect. It sounds like you have a lot more points of reference and what you judge it by. Whereas my younger daughter, this is a new thing for her, so she's gonna come in from a very different set of lenses. Maybe you can even say, in her defense, it's a lot more normie friendly. So if you're a normie, you probably like it. It's kind of like for me with comics. If I'm going to judge,
I didn't dislike it.
Okay, but we get what we're getting at here. Like, if I'm judging, let's just say, a Spider-Man movie, a normie might like it, but I might have reasons for why I dislike it because I see things differently because of my prior knowledge with comics versus the normie who goes in without any prior knowledge. So we could be having a little bit of a scenario with that, whereas you may still like it, but you have your reasons to have your criticisms because of your points of reference.
You know what I do also is that when I'm like a super fan of something and a new movie comes out, which not that I was with Wicked, I never saw the show, but I definitely did this with the new Scream movies. Do you ever do this? That I call it Phantom Menace syndrome, where people, when the Phantom Menace came out, remember how people were like camping out for days to see?
Yeah.
People were so committed to this movie being great that they gaslit themselves into believing it's great. So they saw it and they were like, it was the best movie ever. I do that sometimes also. Like, I saw Scream 5 and 6 and I'm crying and I'm like, this is the best thing ever. And then you watch it again with a more critical eye and you're like, I don't know about that.
I'm trying to think if I had done that for a movie. I don't think so. I mean, I there's been movies where I didn't know how I felt, but there's never been something where I was like over the moon about it. And then I thought about, wow, okay, this is now good. Here's movies where I was confused by, and then I thought about them like, ooh, I don't know about this and that.
I think a lot of Star Wars fans did that for a while.
Oh, a lot of them did. I could see, I could get why they did.
Like a weird mental thing. I don't know.
The Force Awakens.
Like, you want to enjoy it. You want it to be great so badly.
One, you want it to be great, and at least with The Force Awakens, even though it was a plagiarist of A New Hope, it was meant to be a setup in hopes that you could have a better payoff. And obviously, we all know how that payoff didn't age well.
That's another one, though. I loved it when I saw it, and talk about a movie that has not aged well. Because obviously, it's like the best of three shit movies, but still, like, there's so many choices in that it's like, what the fuck were they thinking? Like, to not have one scene of the three of them together.
I actually was bugged by
malpractice. And then they did the same fucking thing with Scream 5. Not one scene of the three of them together.
Made no sense. And I thought about that too. In Scream 5, I was really confused by that. Because when I came away from Scream 5, I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. There were things about it that bugged me right away. That was one of them. I didn't like how they killed off David Arquette either. And I didn't like how they never had the gang back together. I was like,
yeah,
you ruined a golden moment a potentially golden moment. You killed off one of the main characters who I felt like didn't need to die just yet. and his
No.
death really didn't feel like a good death. To me, I could forgive it if it felt like an earned death, if that makes sense.
Well, and I
This
could
didn't
forgive
feel
it also
earned.
if there were a point to it afterwards. Like I could understand that if like they kill him off to add to the stakes, but then they do the next movie and everyone and their mother survives it. I mean, like, more people died on January 6th than die in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
no one dies in this movie. So it's like they killed him just for that. Like, they didn't have to. Yeah, I'm totally
Yeah,
with
it
you,
was
Tim.
it
Like,
was
I
it was
really liked Force Awakens also, but
he could have. The
not
problem is
now.
Force Awakens only gets looked back on less fondly because of what followed. And I'm not saying it makes it a great movie, but at least it made sense for what it was trying to pull off. It was a movie that was trying to set up the dominoes.
I
And
think though you can
obviously the dominoes
see
didn't knock down well after.
I think though you can still see like where it went wrong in that movie. Maybe that's just hindsight, but like
Mhm.
it's sort of a similar thing, like to kill him off for nothing, to not have a scene of them together. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That's
I'll
the thing.
never
They could
understand how
put that in
so I
Last
was
Jedi. They could put that in Last Jedi. They didn't do it. They gave us the weird depressed Luke. I remember being really weirded out by that.
yeah.
And then I didn't like how they kept telling us that Poe Dameron was the baddest pilot in the galaxy. Not one scene did I see him and felt like he was. Not
It's
one
exactly
scene.
what I said about Scream 5. Like this is this sort of new modern way of storytelling is they tell and don't show. Is like all the
Mhm.
storyline happens off camera.
Yep. Oh,
I can't
why?
stand that.
Why? 'Cause it's
It's
like,
just
guys, please.
lazy filmmaking.
Yeah.
I can't comprehend how God, especially Star Wars, all that money at stake, and not one person there thought, "Hey, maybe we should plan if we're gonna do 3 films, maybe we should plan out some sort of, story for that." And they did the same fucking thing with I was just rewatching the Halloween movies, and I enjoy the new ones. Like, I'm alone in that I really liked Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. They're dumb as shit, but I liked them.
Okay.
But they're doing a trilogy, and each one goes off in a different direction. They had no sense of where any of them were going. Like, I don't
Mhm,
understand how
mhm.
people do that. Mhm. Hey,
I
JT
wonder I wonder if they
and
just
Pussy
didn't have a
Monster.
plan. Yeah, JT's my guy. I love JT. I wonder, and this is something I can't prove, this is just what I think. I wonder if the Halloween trilogy had the same symptoms that the Star Wars sequel trilogy had. And meaning by symptoms, I meaning they claimed that they had a plan, but they probably actually didn't have a plan.
I don't
What
think
do
they
you
even
think?
claim to
You
have had one with
okay? Okay. Do you know? But now that you've seen the mall, do you feel like they had a plan? What do you think? Like honestly, speaking, do you feel like they had a plan, or do you think
of
they
what,
winged it all?
Halloween?
The trilogy, that newer trilogy, do you feel
Oh,
like they had
hell
a
no.
plan? No. Okay.
Hell no. And I really I'm totally alone in this. I really enjoyed Halloween Ends, except it has a flaw that in the last like 20 minutes they totally cop out and like got gun shy, and just so the thing that the entire movie was about, they just suddenly kill him off and are like, "Oh, never mind." And then it becomes a totally different movie for the last 20 minutes. The I think what went wrong with Halloween Ends is it should have been the next movie. There should have been a movie in between to wrap up their story, kill Michael Myers, and then you could do this sort of like spin-off epilogue thing about this nerd.
They should have called it Halloween Ends ... for now. At
For
least
now.
it would have been. At least they would have been honest with it, because you know it's not actually over. You know it's
They're already
not.
working. They're doing a TV series now.
Ah, see what I mean? So it didn't actually end. So at least with For Now, it would have been funny too. I mean, it's like, hey, at least you're shameless in your marketing. I appreciate no shame when you're saying, yeah, it's not actually over. So we're just gonna be honest with you, just say ... for now.
Speaking of what, it's funny. I think like once they exhaust their options in theatrical films, they move to doing TV shows. Like we were talking the other night about the Chucky TV series.
Yes,
Oh,
Tom
what
has
they've
had
done.
his thoughts.
I grew up on Chucky. Like those first 4 Chucky movies were so great. And then it's just become unbearable. And then they put all the fucking gay shit in there, the alphabet shit.
So just basically, it sounds like it became unwatchable because I didn't catch the show, But
Oh, let
obviously,
me find.
you and I have a mutual friend in Tom Connors, and he's had some opinions.
I love him.
And Tom, I've heard it all from Tom. I already feel like I know the show a little bit because of how much Tom goes off about it to me. So I was like, tell me more, Tom. Tell me.
Let me pull up
Tell me how you
because
feel.
we were talking about this on your show the other night. So I have the clip here. So like, okay, so have you seen the movies like Seed of Chucky?
Yes. It's been a bit, but yes, I've seen Seed of Chucky.
So Seed of Chucky, they forget this part, but it's like it was two souls in one doll's body, and then at the end it becomes two. It goes into a human body, and it's a boy and a girl. Now they try to say, oh, it was trans, and he was a non-binary. He was they them. I'm like, yes, they them as in two people. But the thing
I
is,
heard about that from Tom.
this movie is from 2004. There was no such thing as non-binary. It did not exist. So, and it's hilarious because Seed of Chucky is known for being like the worst of the worst of any horror sequels. And it's like, this is the movie that the transes want to wrap their flag in. But so anyway, so they did a TV series and they bring the characters back and now they're like non-binary teenagers. And there was an episode where they like paused the entire scene to turn to the camera and lecture you about pronouns. I got the clip. I'm gonna pull this up.
Please, because I heard about it, but I haven't actually seen it. I want to actually see this clip.
It is unbearable. Okay, wait, let me pull this up.
Sure. Oh, I can't wait to see this.
I'm sorry. I just gotta ask. Because I don't know. What the hell are you two supposed to be anyway?
I beg your pardon?
No, you look like a boy. He looks like a girl.
Glenn and I are both non-binary. That's kind of the point. We go by they, them.
Yeah, but they, them have always been plural. Strong and white, the Holy Bible of the English language dictates that.
Why don't you drag yourself into the 21st century, asswad?
Language evolves, Tank Breath.
Besides, Strunk and White have been dead for years.
Please show my nibblings the simple respect they deserve.
You're here.
Your nibblings.
Yeah. Other acceptable gender-neutral terms for niece and nephew are niefling, chibling, and zipkid.
Oh my God, you are so cute. I love you.
Yeah, it's...
I hate it.
I
hate it so much.
Wow.
Niece or nephew. That's very offensive.
I heard about that scene for what, a year and a half. Now that I've actually seen it, it's even worse than I've heard about.
And it was in like every episode that they were like, Chucky was like, oh, I have queer kids. Oh. And then the best thing, you watch this episode or any episode of the show, and it starts off with like an anti-bullying message. At the beginning, it's like, if you or someone you know is being bullied, call this hotline for a show about a murderous doll.
That doesn't line up. Maybe it feels like a movie about bullying. I guess, sure, whatever. But a show about killing dolls that kill.
It's horrible.
That is horrible. And now that I've actually seen that scene after hearing about it, wow, that really is horrific. That was really
bad. It makes me
bad.
so bad that like just because the writer is gay, we need all this shit.
Well, that's one of the biggest problems that with a lot of these current writers, they don't have a lot of the life experience that a lot of writers from before had. And I'm not talking just like 10 years ago, about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70 years ago. Because a lot of them, some of them went to war, some of them went to other countries. Some of them got married, some of them didn't. Some lost a limb. All I'm trying to get at is that a lot of them had life experience. These writers, they only see through themselves, and they don't go out the world because they just spend their time on their phones or on their computers trying to be validated on social media. They're living through others, but they're not living for themselves. So their view is so narrow. I'm not just saying that for a political sense, but they only see their views so narrow. They only see things from their lenses alone. They don't get perspectives of the wider world. They think the world is Los Angeles or New York City or Portland or Chicago. They think the rest of the world either is like them or doesn't exist, one or the other. You know, take your pick. But to them, they don't see past their own point of view because all they do is surround themselves buy things that affirm their position, and they look for things to make it feel like everything out there affirms their position.
Yep.
If it isn't there, make it there. Make it
Yep.
be there.
So these are Chucky's children who were a boy and a girl, but now they both have to be non-binary because everyone has said, oh, it was a non-binary when it didn't exist. But yeah, no, but one was supposed to be a serial killer. I guess they just glossed over that. They didn't want to portray this. I found this kind of annoying too. Like, I know it was apparently in the book that, did you see It Part 2?
I didn't see it. I felt like the remake was fine, but I felt like it overstayed its welcome. I know
Yeah,
a lot of people
very
liked
much
it, but for me,
I liked the first
I feel like
one.
it needed to go on a diet. I feel like it needed to go on a
it
diet.
did. It was an obese movie. It really
It
was.
really was a
Especially
morbidly
the second
obese
one was
movie.
like, again, how do they split these movies in two and then they're a million hours long? Part 2 of It was like almost 3 hours.
Isn't that ironic that you take these things where, one of the common complaints from, let's just say, people in our sphere of YouTube, we talk about how a lot of these things are overly long, and then you look at like a show, let's just say insert modern show, which is, let's just say, 8 episodes, and then you look at something like The Sopranos, and they had 24 episodes. So one has literally more episodes, but the other feels like it has 24 episodes. And I mean, not in a good way feels like it. Because if you have that many episodes, you want to make it feel like it's fun and it's a journey that you almost don't notice it. A show like, once again, insert modern show here with only 8 episodes, you feel those 8 episodes in the worst way possible. At least with a show like The Sopranos, sure, it's a lot more actual episodes, but it feels like the story moves along every single episode, so you don't notice the count as bad.
It's so good. It's so good. I missed it so much when it was over.
And it's so
but no,
good,
It
and you
Part
don't notice
2
it. It doesn't feel obligatory to get to those 20 plus episodes. Whereas nowadays, you see 8 episodes, and you know what the way they write, they take one thing, and you have to wait for 4 or 5 episodes for it to hopefully happen. And you're like, oh.
I just tried watching that Ed Gein show. I couldn't
How
get
was
past
that?
the first I couldn't get past the first episode.
Okay.
I don't know. It just it feels like we've done this before, and it
Because
just
we
feels
have. No, I
I liked the Jeffrey Dahmer one, but this, like, the first, okay, so like the very first thing you see in the first episode, it's a super close up of cows' udders being milked all sexually, and then it cuts to him, and we have the autoerotic asphyxiation scene, and he's in panties jerking off with the fucking hanging himself. It's a mess.
It sounds.
I'm like, I feel like there are better ways to spend my time than watch this.
I want to know with the Ed Gein, were they trying to make him seem sympathetic, or they keep him super villainous at least?
I honestly don't know, because I was like staring at the ceiling, not paying attention. Like, it's just not good.
Okay.
I didn't get far enough to know, but probably I would think, because they show his mother being like all abusive and shit. And none of it's real either. Like, so there's a thing where in the first episode he kills his brother, and I looked it up. I'm like, did he really kill his brother? No. Like, that seems like kind of a big thing to make up. That's not like,
yeah, that's a significant thing to change.
and I don't know anything about the real life Ed Gein, but maybe it's because this like legend of him, the real story doesn't match up to it. I don't know.
I don't know either. I just know he's actually in Wisconsin, right? Not Texas. He was in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
I guess the Wisconsin Texas Chainsaw,
Yeah,
or the Wisconsin Chainsaw Massacre.
Wisconsin didn't sound as well, so they just went with Texas, even though it was actually in Wisconsin. I know from where I'm at currently, I think it's about 2 or 3 hours from me. I don't know if the house is still there anymore, but I know from the town where it was at, 2 or 3 hours from me. So it always made me wonder, is it still there?
I went to the house from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember the remake. Yeah.
Oh, God, by the way, wait, I gotta pull this up. I just found this.
Sure.
This is horrible. So this is what you see when you watch the Chucky series. If someone you know is being bullied, call GLAAD for anti-bullying resource kit. I'm just trying to watch fucking Chucky kill people, and I gotta call GLAAD for a press kit. I can't with these people.
It's not that I can't, it's that I won't. And I laugh at this stuff. Don't get mad, get glad. Oh, JT. Simple but effective. That was. Don't get mad.
They're such a piece of shit. It's so annoying. So I didn't realize this back when I was writing stuff like this, but GLAAD actually has a representative in the writer's room for any TV series that has a gay character, telling them what to say, what they could be. They're not going to be too happy when they see my film that I'm writing.
Oh, good. You got to get something going so we can get that out there, because it seems like, granted, I've not seen the original horror movies this year. I know horror seems to have done well as far as like originals has gone. Like, I know people really liked Weapons. I haven't seen it. I did like the director's
It was both good and overrated.
Okay. No, did you see it before the hype?
It was very enjoyable, but I don't think it's this like masterpiece that people are claiming. It was great. I loved it.
Okay.
I think it's just been a shit year for horror movies.
I like the director's previous movie a lot. Barbarian. I thought that was really good. And it obviously, I thought that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Now, did you see Weapons before the hype settled in?
After.
So after. See, that always can work.
I loved it, though. Don't get me wrong. It was great. What I really liked about it was the first half of it or so. I loved the pacing. It felt very old-fashioned. Like, they didn't do this shortcut bullshit. Like, they really took the time to introduce these characters. Like, it felt very old-fashioned.
Good. No, I still want to see it. I'm tempering my expectations, because sometimes when you hear a lot of good words about a movie, it escalates your expectations. And then even if you like it, you still have a little bit of a sliver of sometimes disappointment, or sometimes it was good, but not as good as everyone said it was. So
yeah.
I'm trying to keep my expectations tempered so I can hopefully try to judge it the closest thing to objectively on its own merit. Then I regret not seeing it right away, because I actually did want to see it right away, but now I'm seeing it at the worst time, because I'm seeing it after all the hype. I'm like, fuck, I should have seen it right away with no expectations.
It's really good though.
Okay.
I kind of have a little news. So I've been working on a film that I'm writing. It's a romantic slasher, and I just the other day. So this woman who's like a script reader for one of the studios, I sent it to her. So I just got her notes back the other day, and she loved it. I didn't think that was gonna happen. I didn't think that was gonna happen. I thought I was delusional, and I like couldn't even bring myself to open her email because I was like, it's gonna be horrible. But she really liked it.
Good. Now, with this script that you're writing, are you looking to turn it into like a fully realized like film, short film?
Yes.
Are you looking for a book? What are you looking for out of this?
No, it's going to be a feature.
Ooh, feature. Are you looking to do like a crowdfunder out of this? Are you looking to work with other people? What are you looking for out of this?
I have some people I've been talking to about it, so hopefully I've sort of just been still finishing it for a long time. Like, I have like a semblance of a first draft now, but it still needs a lot of work. There are some couple of things that are like glossed over that I need to dig into more. Oh my God, shut up, Lindsay. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm really excited.
You should be excited. No, I'm glad you're taking that initiative. I like seeing people seeing what's going on with the cultural stuff and actually trying to make some moves about it rather than continue to complain about it, because there's a time and place for it, but that has far more limitations than rather than trying to get into those areas, just building stuff of our own instead. And I think a lot of people have a hard time accepting that, because for a lot of people, I feel like they don't truly want alternatives to replace them. I think they're just hoping that the thing that they grew up with liking gets good again.
Yeah.
Because that's what they grew up with. And to me, it's like, yeah, that's wishful thinking. Most of these things are not going to turn around. And even if some of it does turn around, at best, it ain't going to be what it once was. I think we put ourselves in a pipe dream, whether a lot of us want to admit it or not. And I'm personally a lot more accepting of us saying, hey, let's try to replace as much of this as possible. We don't need to live with this. Like, the minute you stop giving them that type of power, they're going to realize how ineffective they actually are when they realize, hey, I can go elsewhere for this. I'm not saying to abandon like the ship completely, but I'm just saying, like, go out of your way. And this is for anyone in the chat. Seek out alternatives, like, to things. Like, seek that stuff out. You don't need to watch every new show of every new thing. Pick your one selectively, but seek other things out. And yeah, you're going to find newer alternatives that are not going to be good. But it's kind of like a treasure hunt. When you find those gems, it's going to make the reward that much sweeter. That's how it used to be for me when I used to seek out albums. I blind bought so many albums from Tower Records back in the day because the cover looks killer. Sure, you had some albums where they end up being stinkers, but man, were the rewards so much sweeter when the album kicked ass.
Yeah,
and maybe because I have that ingrained in me from music, I think I can thank music for that. I've always had it ingrained in me to be the treasure hunter. Everyone else is now learning how to become a treasure hunter on a mass scale. I'm already have it baked in, so I'm already kind of ahead of a lot of people in our sphere. But I feel like everyone else needs to get with the program and look to guys like you to write. Look to whoever. Our buddy Paulie Latino Sign, he did a novella. Or you can even talk about Razorfist with his pulp noir stuff. All I'm trying to get is people need to try to give a lot of these alternatives a shot. There's going to be something for everyone eventually.
And the people who are alternative artists need to just do it. Don't ask for permission. Like, for me, I really thought, because years ago, back when I was like towards the end of being a liberal, I'd written a series that we were like an inch away from getting made, like meeting with like big places and stuff. And it was fucking glad that shut it down because they act like the mafia. We will not allow you to make this, to say these things, just because it was offering like an honest perspective. So I think I really thought that like my creative life was over in terms of doing that. And then I was sort of like afraid to even start writing this. Like, I had this idea for a long time and was afraid to even like, consider it. And then I had some people approach me that are kind of interested in it, and hopefully we'll see what happens, but I'm going for it.
No, I'm glad you are.
Vlad's going to have a shit fit, but if the thing is, if you don't rely on these corporations that they've got by the balls, if they don't give you anything, there's nothing they can take from you. Yep. So if we build our own shit and build a pirate ship, there's nothing they can fucking do. And if like, because these are the discussions I've been having with people in getting this made, and that I'm like, if they throw a shit fit, great. They're publicizing the movie.
Yeah. Let them have it.
Because it really is. It's basically like a love story that's a slasher, but really an allegory with a conservative message.
No, I want it
slasher.
With the amount of resources we now have. This is the best time to get this stuff going. I've heard, apparently, I haven't looked into it, but apparently Zachary Levi is getting something going in Texas as far as film goes as well. And I hope that that's true, because he sees that, hey, we need to have a alternative Hollywood equivalent.
That's my goal of what I want to do.
I want that so bad. It doesn't mean it needs to be the conservative version. It just means, hey, we need to be at entertainment first. And if you happen to be conservative, or even if you happen to be, let's just say, traditionally liberal and you enjoy it, that's fine too. You gotta. I
would never want to be like doing what the left does and like force feeding my views into something,
Lady Ballers, anyone? Lady Ballers, did you see that? Dude,
I did not.
Okay, good. Be glad you did. So I remember liking the trailer, and then I actually saw the movie, and it was just the right version of the message.
I hate it.
It goes to show you, even when you agree with most of the message, if not all of it, it still turns you off because it's about the message first before the entertainment. I wanted to love it because the timing of it was good when it came out. It was the right time to release it. The concept was there. It was a golden opportunity for the jokes, but then it becomes about the message first. I'm like, guys, what?
I hate it.
You're on a gold mine, and you fucked it all up with this. Come on, we're better than this.
Yeah, No, I've been very deliberate in mind that I'm writing that it can work on different levels, that people can see it and enjoy it and be a fun ride, but then there's subtext to things and there can be discussion about what different things represent beneath the
Yeah.
surface. But
How
that's how
to
I
think
think it
of
should be.
giving people something to think about is fun because then you can debate around that, have conversations around that. And that was kind of the conversations I would have with some of my buddies, let's just say during my days going to a comic shop. Oh, what was Spider-Man doing here with his, decide between Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy? Or
Mhm.
what's the family dynamic here between Reed and Sue Richards? What's all this here? Like, there's all these like great universal storytelling methods that they have, whether it was on a romantic level, on a family level, on a personal level. You had all these ideas that almost anyone from any walk of life can go through. And now we're shutting it all down to appeal to almost nobody. And which to me, that never
Yep.
made sense. You're appealing to superficial things. And that's why I don't buy the whole you buy into someone because they look like you. Because I guarantee you, and Mike, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I guarantee you, and a lot more men with don't matter for black, white, straight, gay, Puerto Rican, Asian, whatever. I guarantee you, at least a lot more of the ones that can relate to Spider-Man any day of the week, a lot more than they can the Black Panther. You know why? Because Peter Parker was an everyman, like one of us.
Yeah.
None of us grew up into wealth like Prince T'Challa, the Black Panther, which is fine. That's
That's a good
good for
point.
that character. But just it goes to show a point. A lot of us, some of us may look like Spider-Man, but a lot of us don't. But yet we could still relate to him. It's not his skin we relate to. We relate to his issues. None of us can relate to a king because we don't have a king's issues or a prince's issues. It's
I
not his race. It's we can't relate to royalty, and that's fine. But it's not his skin that makes the issue. It's the character.
I think it's hilarious when people are like, "Oh, I want to see someone who looks like me in a movie." Really? Like, who am I gonna see that looks like me? I don't see many like vampire space hookers out there. Like, the thought has never occurred to me.
Why don't you
But
go tell that to a blind person if they're going to go try watch Daredevil? How are they going to see themselves when watching
right?
Daredevil? Guess what? They can't. Literally.
This is so true though. Like, I would fucking hate it if, like, let's say, like the Chucky show, for example, like, let's say it was made by conservatives. I would fucking hate it just as much if they pause the story to turn to the camera and say, by the way, there are two genders and you can't change your sex. And you shut up, shut up. I don't want to
Guys,
be preached at.
make a story. Just tell the story. Just tell
Yes.
the damn story. Yeah, just make some fun, and you can get a lot of people, even if they're on the center right or center left, and they'll get into it. And that's supposed to be the fun of it, is when you can attract those sides and have those discussions. And I remember Gary Neurotic told me when he used to work at his comic shop, Comic Outpost in San Francisco. He said he used to see guys who what he assumed would be, let's just say, conservative, talking to guys who he knew were super liberal, but they were bonding over Batman or something because those type of stories brought them together. And that was the fun of that, is having those different people having this shared interest.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're good. You're good.
yeah, I'm very excited.
You
I
should
feel
be
so encouraged this
excited.
week that I thought, I don't know. I thought for a while I thought I was delusional in writing this. So
No, dude, I'm only gonna be the one encouraging you to get this shit going because I want alternatives. I want us to be in a world where it's no longer just the alternative; it's just another thing that's out there. Because
yes.
we don't need to have a centralized system where one thing rules all of entertainment. Yes, you're not going to have as many super wide, mega mainstream successes because of that. But that, in my opinion, is fine because it should inspire people to go out and find the entertainment themselves rather than just wait for the mainstream to be their spoon feeder.
I
I
would
find
just
it so
love
much
so
more
much.
rewarding when you go out and be the hunter rather than be the hunted.
I would just love so much for Glad to throw a shit fit about a movie and then it's successful anyway.
That's a badge of honor. That's a badge of honor. That's like something you make a plaque out of and you hang up on your wall and look back on when you're in your boomer stage at 9 years old. I remember the time when I pissed off Glad.
Someone said it in chat before, but yeah, for people named Glad, they are absolutely fucking joyless.
You know what that reminds me of?
Mhm.
Anyone who wears a shirt or a bumper sticker that says "Be kind." They're
Oh my
anything
god, they're the
but
worst. They're
kind.
the worst. The evil fucking people. The
They
be
really
kind people.
are. They really are the most evil people. It's so funny.
Be kind. Your ass be kind.
Uh-huh. Sure, Jan. Be kind.
I can't stand those fuckers.
No. I can't.
I'd made a video during the election that there was a table set up somewhere that they had a sign "Vote for kindness,"
Oh.
which of course just meant vote Democrat, but they
Yeah, oh
they need
God,
their
yeah.
emotional manipulation.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the whole like the hate. Oh, speaking of which, Dylan Soup beat me to punch. Hate has no home here. We all know that statement is very selectively meant. We all know.
Yeah,
And they hate it
they
when you
fucking
point
hate
out their
everyone.
contradiction. Oh, trust me, I know. I lived by a bunch of houses in my second tour of Chirac. I lived by a bunch of houses that had those in their front yard. It was wild to see all those. That's once again, retrospect does everything. It makes you realize how deep that bubble was. We had a dome over us and we didn't know it.
We were talking a while ago about because I've been wanting to do more street interviews, but none of my friends want to film them for me. They don't want to fucking go near these people. So I was like, I want to go to Chicago with you sometime.
Hey,
Talk to
come
those
come
crazy
on,
bitches.
dude. Come to Chicago. We'll go for a delicious pizza. I know of a few places we could go to. And
I
trust
love
me,
that Chicago pizza.
dude. I know some places. There's one place that's been around for about 100 years. They're so gangster that they're still cash only.
Oh shit.
Yes. So, and if
It's
you're around
like
for a century, someone loves you. You're not around for 100 years by accident. Must be a cat or a dog or a horror movie. You're
dog knows
about
how
to
to
get killed.
he knows how to open my door.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like a controversial opinion in the Italian X community, but I really love that deep dish pizza.
Well, okay. I'm gonna definitely shake the ground here with this since you mentioned deep dish. So, okay, there's the perception and then there's reality. Perception outside of Illinois is deep dish pizza is the Chicago pizza. Reality is the only people who actually eat deep dish living in Illinois, A, tourists, B, people who have it maybe once or twice a year for like a graduation party or a wedding. What Chicago, Illinois residents, just Illinois residents in general, actually eat is the traditional tavern pizza. And the funny part is, and this is where actually I agree with a lot of people, disagree with a lot of people in Illinois. A lot of people who live in Illinois hate deep dish with a passion.
Really?
A lot of them hate
It's
it.
so good though.
I agree with you.
I was in Chicago and went for what was it called? Malnati?
Lou Malnati's.
Oh, it's so good.
It's a
On
great
my way to
deep
the
dish.
airport, I stopped back there and brought an entire like the biggest pizza they have on the plane with me. I figured out how to make that shit too. I was like, because I brought it home and I'm like, I'm gonna reverse engineer this, and mine was pretty damn close. I made my own.
All right, I'm gonna show you a photo of a Chicago tavern. Now it's a lot thinner. It's where they do the square cut slices, but it's a really damn good pizza, and it looks like an old Italian building. Let me get you. I'm going to share the screen here. I'm going to show you the front of Vito and Nick's, so you get an idea of the old-fashioned look of Vito and Nick's. So this here is the front of Vito and Nick's right there. You can see my name right
These are
there
my
to the
people.
right.
I can tell right away. These are my people. You can tell that's some real shit because that's been there a long ass time. You can tell just from
that's
looking at
the
it.
real shit. So okay, so that's Vito Dex. Okay, we could keep the screen going here. And there's Dave Portnoy, who's actually been to this place. He actually gave one of his highest pizza ratings ever. This is a Vito. Let's see. I don't think that's a good enough justice for us. So we're just type in Vito Dex pizza. That's the tavern pizza, actually. That's the Chicago Tavern. And here we go. Now we're talking. Okay, we're gonna look at
God
these.
Damn it, you're making me hungry.
This is the Chicago Tavern right here. So this is what I'm talking
I'm on my
about.
way.
This is the actual Chicago pizza. Once again, perception, reality. Yeah, but this is our standard. Milwaukee, same thing. Milwaukee, they have the more paper thin version of this. So that's the Milwaukee cut, where it's like razor thin. And I know St. Louis apparently has their own style that's kind of closer to ours, but different as well. So yeah, Chicago, New York, sorry, not Chicago, St. Louis, and Milwaukee. We all have our versions that are kind of similar with each other. Then I know Connecticut has their New Haven style that looks really good. I haven't had it yet, but it looks really good. We have one place out here that does the Detroit style, and so check this out. The guy who runs it is from Detroit, and if you know who Glenn Danzig is from the Misfits and Danzig,
Yeah, of course.
So this guy looks like Glenn Danzig, except he's 6'4", unlike Glenn Danzig, who's like 5'5". So imagine Glenn Danzig, except he's tall, and he makes pizza. That would be this place called Pizza Pushers. Actually,
Pizza Pushers. That's like you were the do dealer.
The do dealer, yeah. Actually,
that should be. Oh my god, that should be. We should start a podcast. The do dealer and the pizza pusher.
I got it. Here's Pizza Pushers I went to last week. This is the Detroit style.
Oh, that looks good.
No, this is an interesting pizza here.
I'm a fan of like the thick square ones.
This is
I make like a focaccia pizza that's like that.
The sauce is heavy and over the toppings, and you notice how it's over the cheese. Now the slices look heavy, but when you take that first bite, it tastes a lot lighter than it looks. So it's deceptive in that method where it looks super filling, like you're going to be in like a food coma after this.
Oh, I'm good with
even
that.
Close. No, don't get me wrong. I'm good with that too. But it looks very heavy. But when you actually take that first bite and second and third and so on and so forth, it's actually a really light pizza.
Oh, you're making me fucking hungry.
Hey, I'm doing this on purpose just to show you how grateful. Oh, JT Kirk, that is pretty faithful to Detroit pizzas. Yeah, the guy who runs it is from Detroit. And I talked to the guy. He knows his pizza style. This is a great Detroit pizza, and this is in the suburbs of Illinois. So, anyways,
oh my god, that looks amazing.
That's my pizza sharing. But all I'm saying is, when you come out here, I could show you a few places. Chicago Tavern, Detroit place. I could show you good like hot dog burger joints. Like you might need to like get like stretchy pants or some shit because
I'm so down.
your life is gonna change with all the food you're gonna have. There you go, King Conan.
I have something I want to pull up to show you, but first, let's have a very quick word from our sponsors.
Ooh.
It's time for my drifting. Give me all your money. Don't just be a drifter. Help me be a drifter.
Fuck you, pay me.
Yeah.
So if you like the channel, send in your super chats, help support the channel, join my locals, join my Patreon, become a channel member. We do lots of fun stuff. We do game nights, we do movie nights. We just watched Sleepaway Camp. I had never seen it. Have you seen Sleepaway Camp?
I have not. Should I?
Yes, but make sure no one spoils the ending for you. Now I get why my beautiful chat friends said that to me. That's all I'm saying. Don't ruin the ending. And yeah, we're going to do another movie night this week, maybe this weekend. So let me know what movie you guys want to watch. I think we had some requests for The Thing, which I've never seen before somehow.
Dude. Oh, that's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. So I'm a big Kurt Russell guy. I'm a big John Carpenter guy. Now this is more like a body horror psychological thriller. And the effects in this movie, most of the effects have still aged very well to this day. The Thing is such a fucked up movie, but it's
I can't wait to see it. Yeah, we're gonna watch.
I'm excited for you. You might have to do like a mission report status. Let me know your thoughts in private. Hey, if I can be around, I will drop a line. But dude, I'm excited for you to be checking out The Thing because it's such a damn good movie.
Yeah, same.
So good.
But yes, my links are below to my locals Patreon or become a channel member, and his links are below. Subscribe to his stuff because he is the best.
Thank you.
I'm really okay. Yeah, that'll be the next one we watch. I'm really excited for this. I wanted to pull up something very random.
Sure.
Can we talk about who is a crazy fucking cunt?
Yes.
Tyra Banks.
Who's Kyra Banks? Enlighten me.
Tyra Banks. You don't know Tyra Banks?
Maybe if I saw a photo of her,
You're
I
such
would
a
know.
Great guy. Tyra Banks of America's Next Top Model.
Oh, dude, I'm a caveman. You gotta understand. My life was about pizza, Ninja Turtles, comics,
Well, mine's pizza as well.
Chuck Norris
but-
movies, and more Chuck Norris movies and heavy tunes. So like I was like far removed. Okay, this is how far removed I am. The very first day I heard Justin Bieber, I had no idea I was listening to Justin Bieber. What happened was
You're like,
I was
"Who's this
working
chick?"
third shift at this employer. I'll make this quick, I promise. And I said to people, man, this girl's got a weird voice. And people were laughing because they thought I was like making fun of Justin Bieber. I wasn't. I was genuinely dead serious. I thought this girl had a weird voice. They thought I was joking. I'm like, no, I'm not joking. Is she okay? Is something wrong? No, that's Justin Bieber, Nick. Oh,
I would
And
try to
this
escape
was
his music when it was
a-
everywhere.
This was about 4 or 5 years after he blew up, too. You're talking almost half a decade. I dodged a bullet for a long time. And then by the time I finally heard it, I didn't know it was him. I mean, yeah, and I thought it was a her. Yeah. That's
Oh,
how
we got to
far,
talk about this crazy bitch.
that's
too.
how far removed I am. But let's learn about this Kyra Banks. I'm down for
Tyra.
looking.
Oh,
Tyra,
you've
sorry,
never seen the clip
Tyra.
of her? You've never seen the clip of her screaming? I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
No, I've not.
Okay, I'm gonna change it. What's okay? So we have this is gonna be like the crazy bitch report.
Oh yes.
Crazy bitches of the
I'll
week.
still laugh at
So,
these.
Tyra Banks was the host of America's Next Top Model for many,
Okay.
many years. And that show was like, have you ever seen the Saw movies? It was basically that. This
sure.
bitch was the original Jigsaw. Like she'd get people, like one girl would come in with a gap in her tooth and she'd be like, that's disgusting. And like make her go through all this painful dental surgery. The next girl comes in and she's like, we're going to file your teeth so you have a gap in your tooth. Like this bitch was just fucking with people. Like there was this one girl who came on the show and like, I think she was like 20 years old maybe. And she was homeless and she was molested and all this shit. And they're like, oh, we're going to give you a great makeover. And they give her like a Karen haircut. And then they're like, well, now we're going to eliminate you because you look old.
Oh,
This bitch was unbelievable. So anyway, since the show ended, she's been like cycling through her new ventures. Like she had a pyramid scheme for a while. So I saw this video of what her new endeavor is. I thought this was a joke. I thought it was satire. It's not, apparently. She's decided that she's going to become an ice cream mogul. And she's opening up Tyra Banks ice cream shops. And this is her video of her
let's see
Tyra
it.
Banks ice cream.
I'm going
Right.
crazy. It's like I don't sleep. These ideas just keep coming in my head. It's just like, bam, wake me up. And then this one came to me. Hot ice cream. Silky ice cream that you can drink. And no, I'm not talking about a latte. I'm not talking about hot chocolate that has flavors.
What?
I'm talking about hot ice cream. Innovation that took me over a year to get right. You're going to be able to taste it.
It took her over a year to figure out ice cream melts and to sell melted ice cream to people.
What the fuck?
It took her over a year of innovation.
And the name of it is Hot Mama. Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like I'm
This
going
bitch has a
crazy. It's like
screw
I'm-
loose.
hot. Wow.
Like, I don't know if she's on something or what,
You know,
but
the
she's,
sad
I
part
guess,
is,
selling melted ice cream to
I
people.
think she actually believes what she's saying. I think she actually believes what she. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually truly believe. I think she's just oblivious, very oblivious. Like, oh boy.
Yeah, she's one of these celebrities who's like high on her own supply.
Oh god, yeah. She definitely sniffs the shit out of her own fart. She does not leave that room.
I can't believe you've never seen her screaming. Wait, let me pull up a video.
Maybe if
can't
I
believe
saw a
you-
clip, I might recognize it, but to my memory, there's nothing that comes to mind.
Oh my God, it's iconic. Okay, I think
Well,
this
maybe
is
I
it.
gotta see it.
I think
I
this is
won't
it.
know.
Let me.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. By memory, no. I'm not recognizing her, but show up the clip.
How do you get the
Was
volume?
this Jerry Springer?
No, this is America's Next Top Model.
Oh, okay.
That's what is wrong with you. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this.
That's a
When my
lie.
mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this.
Learn.
You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself. Be quiet, but everybody be quiet.
And so that was because the girl who she eliminated, like she convinced this girl to come on the show, and the girl was like, I'm homeless, and my grandma had to get her lights turned off just for me to get the flight to be on the show. And they're like, that's great. We're so glad you're here. We're eliminating you. And then that was about that the girl wasn't sad enough about being eliminated. She wasn't crying enough. So that was, this bitch is crazy.
She looks and sounds crazy. I'm serious too. Like, I brought one of my buddies. I was with one of my buddies in Chirac, and I brought him to his mom's place because he's in drive. You know, a lot of people in Chicago don't have cars, so I brought him to his mom's place. And his mom said to me, she said, "Nick, women are very vindictive. I know. I had a female best friend of over 10 years, and I learned this after 10 years." I was like, wow, Mama Williams is teaching me the ways here. I got to listen because I could tell she meant what she said with those comments. She told me like they are absolutely insane. She said, if they call you misogynist, they're lying. They're crazy.
So another crazy bitch. Have you seen all the stuff about Katie Porter?
Who are I've heard that name, but I don't know the stuff about
She
her.
is what, a senator or no, a congresswoman, I think, from California, and she's now running for governor of California. And she's one of these
I hear about
crazy
that's supposed to be the
bitches.
successor to Gavin Newsom.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
To
I
continue his
heard
policies.
very vaguely about her. Very vaguely.
So she's one of these people, and this is the case with a lot of these like female Democrat senators. Like there was what's her name, Amy Klobuchar, who it came out that she was like abusing her underlings and throwing shit at people. This one's another one where I'd heard like whispers about it for years, that there was a thing about her ex-husband had a restraining order on her because she dumped boiling mashed potatoes on his head. So anyway, though, she had this interview this week, and now all the shit's coming out about her. I gotta show it to you.
Yeah, show it.
This bitch, she's a representative. Is she no longer one? I thought she was a current one.
Yeah, I'd like to know. I had only known very loose, vague details. And I thought to myself, oh boy, it's another day ending in Y over there.
Yup.
Okay, Katie.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%? Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
God, I just love how there's no pretense anymore. Like, remember when Obama at least had the decency to lie and bullshit us and go, oh, I'm going to be the president for the people who didn't vote for me, but which is full of shit, but at least there was a pretense. Yeah. There's no pretense anymore. She's like, screw those people.
Yeah. I mean, she looks like a psycho. She looks like a psycho.
She's got SSR eyes.
I see her, and that, like, I could smell the stench of psycho steaming all the way from California to Illinois from here, and it's not a good smell. Like, I would hate to be Wolverine because Wolverine is like that scent to smell. I would not like being Wolverine right now because I can't imagine smelling that thing from afar. Wow.
Yeah, it sounds like she's going to fortify the election there.
Everything she says sounds like, I have this in the bag. It doesn't matter who people vote for. We've already decided the outcome. I mean, granted, that's me looking into it.
Well, no, and you know what sucks?
But it feels like that.
She's probably right.
Can you blame me?
That's the worst part. She's probably right. But wait, that's not the bad part, though.
Oh God, I thought
So
that was a bad
how
part.
do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position.
Not through my policies, not through all the great things I've done for my state, through just name recognition. Oh my God, look at that face.
Yeah, this looks horrendously awful. So is she the female version, not policy-wise, but in terms of I'm not winning off policy, but I'm winning off names? Because New York, you got Mamdani trying to do that stuff too. He doesn't actually have a policy. He's basically, it sounds like he's just trying to buy his way into shit. Seems like this lady's doing the same thing, but in California.
This one I think is more like one of these career politician types who's just been around so long. Like, she's admitted name recognition. Like, she's been around so long that it's like impossible to get their claws off the grips of power.
Clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Do you not need those 40%, or do you?
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Not with follow-up questions. I'm going to walk away if you're going to ask me follow-up questions.
What?
Like, way to say the quiet part out loud.
This is one of those ladies. It reminds me of a lot of Chicago leftists where they feel like, and I'm talking about politicians, where they feel like they are entitled to your vote. Like, I don't have to work for it. You're going to vote for me because I say you are. It doesn't matter what I'm running on, but because of the letter that's next to my name, that's all you need to see. She comes off as the entitled Democrat. Wow.
Every other candidate has answered.
I don't care. I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation, which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
No follow-up questions. You're just supposed to repeat the bullshit that I say. You're not supposed to like ask me things.
And we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I've never had to do this before, ever.
I've never had to do this before. Again, like, way to say the quiet part out loud. I've never had to do this before. I've never had to answer follow-up questions. And again, she's probably correct. It's probably true. I believe her.
Fucking God, California, what are you letting in?
Right.
You've never had to have a conversation with
to end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of I'm me? I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make...
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you.
An unhappy experience.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue to ask these questions so that we can show our viewers what every candidate feels about every one of these issues that they care about. And redistricting is a massive issue. We're going to do an entire story just on the responses to that question. And I've asked everybody the same follow-up questions.
Can you believe that shit?
Wow.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you. I'm just going to start saying that to people. I'm going to make that like my Hinge profile. I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you.
She definitely is the type that probably uses a lot of mental gymnastics, goes around in circles so that you forget what you're initially talking about just to veer away from the initial point so far that the conversation has become rendered pointless because of how far you went off the path. Wow.
Oh,
that,
yeah, I've got another quick one.
oh boy. California,
Dying
please.
prematurely to air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
That's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't make the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay, I'm going to start again.
No one
with,
had the decency to edit that out.
I'm not sure where it came from. Maybe it like got leaked. I don't know.
I'm stunned.
You know,
by what I
like,
just watched.
I always think that like gay guys are the worst of the most insufferable, but like I also can't imagine having to deal with women, I must say.
Oh, dude.
It looks exhausting.
A lot of the time it is. I try to do whatever it takes to not like collectivize people in a bunch. But man, a lot of people definitely give a strong case to why there should be the exceptions, even though I try very hard not to, because I always try to remind myself, like, for every group of a type, there's always gonna be bad apples. That's always try to remind myself. Like, one of my best friends out here locally is a female. She's basically my sister. I've known her for 20 years now. Holy shit, it's been 20 years. It's her birthday tomorrow. And she has one long-term friend that's a girl. And you want to know her issue is? She thinks women are crazy. and I've seen her female friends come and go. Tons of them.
Nobody hates women more than other women.
Oh, and I feel for her because, and I thought maybe with my previous girlfriend, maybe there was going to be a friendship there. And then, of course, it didn't come into fruition. Probably a good thing that it didn't, since her and I are not together anymore. But it's just like, I want her to have friends for her. And no, she does not jive well with other women. And it's not like she's like hanging out with guys to get around with them. She just doesn't enjoy the company of a lot of girls. And even my oldest daughter, she doesn't like many of the girls in her grade. I'm not joking either. She even said to me, "Why are all these women so crazy towards you, Dad?" I'm like, in my head.
Did you ever have in school like those female teachers who were kind of like this chick and would occasionally have like a major emotional meltdown over nothing?
Oh yeah,
I had that all the time in school, that they would just start screaming and sobbing over nothing.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, you want to know how often it happened? So when I was in my mid-20s, partying at a lot of parties that I remembered, some that I didn't remember. You want to know I remember every single one, even the ones I didn't remember? The amount of drunk girls crying and talking about how they're not going to go back to the guy that they said was an awful man, but they always went back to the next day when they were sober.
Oh God!
I'm not going back to him. Next day. Oh, I saw that shit so many times. I wish I had made money for that shit. I would probably gain like $100 easy. Sadly, it's $100 I'll never get, but I should have made money from the amount of times I heard I'm not going back to him. Drunk girls.
I've been that dumb bitch.
So you believe this?
I did that so many times. My dad, one of the times that I went back to my dad, that was like the first time he ever said, "I'm very disappointed in you."
That must have hit differently coming from the dad. They're like, oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, oh my God, you're not gonna believe what happened to me the other day.
Go on, I'm listening.
This is tragic. So I matched with this guy on Hinge, right?
Okay.
Cute guy. He looks like kind of Hot Topic-y, but he's conservative. And
what era of Hot Topic? Are we talking the bondage industrial 90s era where everything looked like a leather fetish? Or are we talking the modern Hot Topic of the last 15 years?
Not like in between, like the 2000s.
In between. Okay. Yeah, transition era.
And he said he's conservative, and I was like, "Oh my God, let's get married."
Yeah. Go on.
And he was like, "Oh, let's go out this week." So anyway, he's like a follower of mine. He knew who I was, follows me on stuff. So I go to look up his Twitter. Swastikas everywhere. Hitler everywhere.
Oh no. Oh no.
Every post
Oh,
about the fucking
damn.
Jews.
Oh
And
no.
we were the bad guys of World War II. Hitler was the good guy. Like,
Oh,
Hitler was just misunderstood.
no.
This is why Hitler wanted to wipe those people out.
Oh,
And the worst
damn.
thing, I followed him back before I looked at his tweets.
No. No.
Why, mate? I don't think. I was talking about it with my friend. I'm like, do you think like it's an I could fix him situation? He was like, no, do not go out with him.
All right, hold on a second. I hear something. I gotta make sure everything's okay. I'll be less than 1 minute. I promise.
sure,
And
of course.
resuming.
Yeah, still it would be my second Nazi. I accidentally dated a Nazi once already. I don't know. I know. So I just kind of like tried to quietly unfollow and back away slowly. Why me? What are the odds of that? Why? I'm going to die alone. I'm aware of this. I know it. I'm aware of it. It's tragic, but yeah, you think?
Okay, apologies. My oldest came to the room to say goodnight, and she also says hello to your friend. So
Aw, tell her I say hi.
I absolutely will first thing in the morning. Yeah, she went to her room down the hall, so I was like, yeah, I'll let him know. He'll like to hear
that
that.
must be so cool having you as a dad.
I love having her in my life. She's great. She draws, she reads, she loves baking, and yeah, she has already opinions. She actually did a report on things if she could have a rule on something she would not like. Dude, she got unusually controversial. She talked about how she would not want furry outfits in schools.
Based child. Based child. Good
I was
for
like,
her.
I know. I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna probably get some phone calls down the line about your daughter. What about her?
She's totally right.
She's right. No, we'll see. Maybe I won't. Maybe the teacher's secretly good. All I know is when I heard that, she told me she did a whole report, and I'm like, wow.
Why are there furry outfits around kids?
I don't know, but she's not a fan of it, and it applies because it happened because of a experience she had with a kid who had a lot of drama going on because of a nerd girl she was too nice to, and that other girl had a bit of a raw deal in her life, and because she had a raw deal from her parents, she is basically hopeless, doesn't know where to go with her life, and so she's resorted to all these things because she's left unchecked from her parents. And I've told my daughter, listen, it sounds like this other girl is literally misunderstood because she's never had proper parenting. It turns out that's the case. And so she's going to be confused at who she is because she has no one there to guide her leader because her parents are not functional. And yeah. And then as like, it's unfortunate she's going to be one of those people who's going to have a raw deal her entire life because I said, just do your best to avoid those types. And that was what made her really resent the furry type, was because of that.
The girl's parents were fucking furries?
I don't know if the parents were, but the fact that her parents are keeping her on check. She would tell me, apparently the dad is in jail and the mom is like,
oh, this is Chicago.
Right? Oh, I know, right? And this is not even in actual Chicago. This is outside Chicago. But the area itself is actually really fine. And this is something you got to remind yourself too. Like, don't get me wrong, the public school system is a shit in general, but there are parts of it that are better than others. And one of the parts that we're by, it's a lot better over here than, let's just say, CPS, aka Chicago public school system, where it is 115% rot. This would be more about like 50-50. And I could actually attest to the 50-50. Like when Charlie Kirk passed, they actually put their flag half down for Charlie
Kirk
at the school. When we registered her for 6th grade, the lady at the desk when we registered her actually had a Trump was right about everything mug or something like that.
Wow.
But at the same time, simultaneously, they have obviously people who feel different. So they literally hire both sides of the coin. And I even said to her, you're going to see both sides of that. I'm like, you're at a rare school where you're going to see both sides. I said in Chicago, you only see one side of that.
Yeah.
And she knows. And I've talked to some of these teachers. Some of these teachers, they voted for Trump. I know some teachers who voted another way. So we're literally at a rare system where you got the best and worst of all worlds, but at least you got the best.
At least
there
there's
as
that.
Well. At
That's more
least
than
there
when
was
I was in
that.
school.
That wouldn't be in Chicago. That wouldn't be in actual
No.
Chicago. Forget about it.
Oh, sorry. I also saw this. Sorry
No,
to go
you're
back
good.
to the Nazi. No, it's not ironic. It's literally every single tweet. Every single one.
Oh, that's the worst when that happens.
There's
I can
no
only
fixing
imagine.
that, I don't think.
No, especially usually the older they are, the harder it is to get them to break away from that, because the older you are, you become a lot more set in your ways on things. That's why the indoctrination stuff is so scary, because they go for them when they're young, where it's easier to change their mind on things.
Yeah.
So,
and don't get me wrong, like, I don't need someone to agree with me. Like, I'm open to different views, but not those views. Like,
yeah,
I
that's
date someone
too
who's like
much.
that, obviously, and I also could date somebody who's like a fucking communist, you know?
Yeah. No, and for me, with my previous girlfriends, I've dated a girl. Unfortunately, the mother of my children, she was a raging leftist. My girlfriend after her, she was not a leftist. She just really wanted nothing to do with politics, which is fine.
That's ideal. That's like my ideal person now.
So, like, and all I'm trying to get at is, I'm unlike many of them. They are not. I'm not as shallow as them, as a lot of them are, where they want to have people there to affirm their views. I'm so confident in how I see things that I don't need to have affirmation of my views. Like, yeah, that's nice if you agree with me, but you know what would be fun if we agreed on more? Could we go out for a pizza? Could we go out and, I don't know, go catch this band at this venue in Chirac? You gonna get along with my children? Those things matter to me a lot more. How many Nazis do you date, Nick? Oh man.
One for me. It was almost two if I went out with that guy, but I'm not gonna let it be two.
Don't let it be two. One's already a stain, and we don't need shit stains.
This fucking guy did, like, he had said some questionable things, but I was just like, oh, whatever, I can fix him. And then his shirt came off. On this side, tattoo.
Derek Vineyard style, American History X. Oh,
on this side, it was the eagle from the Nazi flag. On this side, KKK.
Oh no!
I've never ghosted anyone so fast in my life.
Why?
I don't know.
Guys,
and it's so funny because, like, I'm always saying, like, for a long time, I was like, you know, how many fucking Nazis are there really in this guy? But I guess there are a few, and they find me.
I didn't think there would be such thing as gay Nazis, but wow, you learn things in the world.
It's so weird. It just shows, like, how people, whether they're hardcore leftists or whether they're like that, it just shows what a shallow belief system it is. Like, how not very well thought out it is, because like, what do you think those people would have done to you?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Wow, you know, what a wild timeline we live in. Like, I hope, and this is when I hope, this kind of brings back to what we were talking about earlier with the like the state of entertainment. I hope 20, 30 years down the line, this timeline is so wild, you can make a movie out of this current timeline for any genre and it'll work. Any genre. We can make a great horror movie. We can make a great drama movie. We can make a great action movie. Obviously, we can make a great comedies, upright, left, center, up, and down. But we need every genre covered on how crazy this timeline is. So please, I want filmmakers to make movies on how wild this timeline was, because what genre couldn't you make a movie out of? What genre? I don't believe it. Think about it. If you think about it, you're thinking, wow, you really could make a movie on this timeline with every genre. I don't believe there's not one genre you can't touch with this current timeline.
Also, Tim, thank you so much. I've gained some weight, so thank you. I appreciate it. That's like the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Wow. Good stuff.
There's so many crazy bitches out there. What's it? So I take it from what you said. You're single. What's it like having to like date? I mean, I guess it's not you're not in Chicago anymore, but like blue state or your bitch is super crazy there.
So here's what it's like. As far as when I do go out, which is not often, but when I do, like, let's just say like last Friday night, it was a rare night where I joined the boys. We got together. We went to a metal show in South Side of Chicago. It was my guys who I've known for a decade plus.
That sounded awesome until you said South Side of Chicago.
And actually, no, this place actually really is awesome because it's one of those spots where, like in the Cheers song, where everybody knows your name. Like I knew the bartender, I know security, I know the guy who runs the venue.
That's cool.
Like I'm actually in good company at this place, even with them knowing who I am and let's just say my thoughts on things.
Yeah.
No, I definitely got a few funny looks because I'm one of those people who's outed himself with his views. Mm-hmm. But I also have enough people who maybe they disagree with me, but they still like me. And there's people who secretly agree with me. But regardless of whichever way you go about that, I was happy to be out with the guys. And we were kind of talking about like how I would not want to date any girl in that scene at all because I would watch
the metal
scene.
Oh,
I
really?
would watch from a distance and I would constantly see all the girls wanting to be with a guy in a band or a guy who, let's just say, had a lot more like pretty boy looks. And it just felt like they were all just passing each other around. And I remember I was telling my guys, Ben and Dan, like, if I start dating again, this is before I was with my last girlfriend, I said, it's going to be a girl outside the scene. And surely enough, it was outside the scene. I was only ever close to one girl in the scene ever. And I'm happy I stuck to it. I don't want to get near that scene. I don't. And it's unfortunate, but I see how infested that scene is with the girls and they're all being passed around. And that to me just feels very uneasy. It's like, oh, hey, you were this guy from this band and this guy from this band. I feel very weird about that. I don't want to be that guy who gets in line for that. For me, it's about going outside of the bubble. Once again, bring it back to bubble talk. So I've never was really into that. Like I said, to me, if you're gonna be a part of that scene, you have to be really exceptional lady. And that was only one girl who I was ever close to in any way, shape, or form. That was it, just one girl. I would prefer outside of that. I have no interest in the music scene for that. I can't wait to stay the fuck away from you. So I'm happy when I'm out the guys because we're eating wings, slamming whiskeys, being the dudes. And I'm not thinking about, oh, hey, we should get some girls. I'm not thinking about this show. I'm just happy to be hearing the music, hanging with the boys, enjoying the live music. That's what it's about for me. And that's what it's always been about.
Yeah.
I'm not like, and some of the girls who come out too, they're a big flaky. And what I mean by that is you can't tell if they're actually there because they want to be there or they're trying to like get into like a fashion thing with the scene. Because for me, guys like me, we're real ones. We've been there. We were there before the tourists. We will be there after the tourists. So you have to really like pick and choose your battles. Even my buds, who the rare nights I go out, if I meet up with them for shows, they're the same way. If they're gonna get close to a lady, he ain't gonna be in that music scene at all whatsoever.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna be that
I
way.
wouldn't have thought of that. I would have thought like some metal chick would be your ideal, but no, these fucking gays do the same thing. Like, which is why I stay away from them. But like, they're all fucking banging each other and shit. Like, I could never date someone like that.
I mean, it's not that I'm against the idea. It's more of you had to strike me as someone really exceptional.
No, that makes sense though.
And none of them are exceptional. They're all hardcore loaded on drugs or hardcore loaded on being passed around. And it's hard to tell
if they're
really there. It's hard to tell if they're really there because they want to be or they're there because of it's the thing to be into at that moment. I pay attention to a lot of those things. I'm very observant like that. Even for a few of my lady friends, I'll say, hey, watch out for that guy. He seems a bit questionable. I actually stopped one of my lady friends from getting drugged once from a guy in Chicago once. That guy was pissed. That was 12 years ago. I remember the bar that happened. That guy was so pissed that I caught him spiking her drink. But hey, got her out of a situation. Yep, rape prevented.
Dude, you're awesome.
Yeah. But it shows you can never be sure with this area. And I'd like to be, but there's no incentive. There's no like reason for me like, oh yeah, I can't wait to go to that. And who cares for me? When I'm out with the boys, I'm out with the boys. We're having a fucking good ass time, raging. Like we went to go see this band called Dark Angel, and I was just happy to hear the music of Dark Angel, hanging with the boys. My guys got pretty drunk. Oh boy, did they get drunk! But we had a good time. And
I want to hit the town with you. You seem like it'd be fun to hang out with.
You'd have a blast. We would show you where the good wings are. We'd show you we'd show you the good shit. I would tell the guys, we got to break Mike into this place. We'll bring him into this show. He's gonna have a raging good time. He I don't know if he'll be standing after it's all said and done. He may need to sleep for a week after it. But dude, before I was a dad, when I raged. Like I was fucking partying like Charlie Sheen, man. I would do this. No, I'm gonna give you a good example here. I would go to the Vans Warped Tour, that was just an all-day festival.
They're bringing it back here next month.
So
you should come to. We should go.
Maybe one day I will. So I go to Warped Tour, and then I go to downtown Chicago, catch a show after Warped Tour, because Warped Tour ended like 7 or 8 p.m. really early. At least that's how it was out here. And then after that show ended in Chicago, I go to a third show that ended at 2 or 3 a.m. And then I'd be partying with the boys from 4 a.m. till 12 or 2 p.m. the next day. I went so all in on partying. There were times I woke up and not knowing where I was, and it's amazing nothing bad happened to me, because there are times where I woke up and not know how I got back to, let's just say, my hotel room in Baltimore. It's a miracle, and it really is a miracle that I did not get raped or killed, shot, whatever, because there are plenty of times where I was just winning so hard that I just was just enjoying so much of the debauchery that I didn't think about. Like I remember one time I dressed up in a mustard outfit. I thought, oh, this is gonna be awesome. And well, it was awesome up until it wasn't. What I mean by that is everyone and their mother wanted to give me a free drink. And when all those free drinks add up really quickly, and by the time it's 4 p.m., blackout drunk, and you wake up, it's 10 p.m. at night, and you're like, I'm in my hotel bed. How did I get here? Dude, yeah, it's amazing how much things I've done that I'll never know I did, because I was just winning so much before I was a dad. So it was like a good thing I became a dad, because I cannot live that life. I don't think I could get away with that now. I'm sure someone would actually succeed in trying to kill me or something if I tried that now.
I just looked it up, by the way. It's sold out. So they're having Warped Tour in Orlando, where I am, next month, I think. It's sold out, but resale tickets are like $300 each.
Holy shit.
God, I remember when Warped Tour tickets were like $30.
Yeah, dude. I remember I drove my younger brother and his friends, because from where I was living at the time, it was like an hour and a half drive. They're like, we will pay for your gas and buy your ticket if you drive, because they were all kids who didn't have a car yet. And I was the older brother who had the car. I was like, why not? I got nothing going on today. And I remember I asked, like, hey, guy, how much is the ticket? And they're like, oh, it's like $35. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, $35. Cool. I was just happy to, be the brother, take him and his friends, because I get, if I was that kid, I'd go to my older brother too. I'd pay for his ticket if he drove us all the way there. It's a long drive. And
I don't even see any like great bands that are playing it. Like, I don't know most of these.
It could be a mixture of newer bands, could be some older bands. Now, even at the time when I went, it wasn't a lot of stuff that I wanted to see. There's some stuff I wanted to see.
I would honestly want to go
for my brother and his friends.
I would honestly want to go just to, like, maybe that's where I'll meet my future ex-husband.
Hey, future ex-husband. Oh man. I've always told my guys, if I ever get married, we're gonna rage harder than the rage party that was in Grandma's Boy, where they were all raging. I want it to be like that. Like I want the fire department to come over. I want Mike Tyson to come over. I want Gilbert Godfrey to come back from the dead. I want it to be the most craziest out there rager. Like it would be something that people will write history books about.
Oh my God. Head Automatica is playing Warped Tour. Do you remember them?
I don't remember Head On. Now, what was it, like an indie rock band?
Yeah, from like, I don't know, 2005, 6, something like that, like from forever
So right
ago.
around the emo phase, right around when the dashboards were the popular thing.
Yeah.
That
They
was
were kind of like dancey rock.
That was at the time when MCR was big. And then if you look at the metal core side, emphasis on core, that's when you had the Kill Switch Engages, All That Remains blowing up. I remember I saw All That Remains at Warped Tour. You may have heard their singer. He's been on Timcast a few times, Phil
Oh,
Labonte.
yeah, I know. I was on it with him.
Yeah, Phil Labonte from All That Remains. And I've been into ATR since, 2004. I remember when Phil had a whole head of hair and nipple piercings.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he used to have nipple piercings and a whole head of hair.
I've not seen his nipples.
Spiky blonde hair. And he used to take off his shirt about a song or two, and he had both nipples pierced. I remember that, dude. So that was way back. Once again, that was Phil Labonte. That was the old. Yeah, it creeps me out too. But all I was trying to mention is that's how I remember Phil. The Phil you see now is he was always a libertarian that I can vouch on. But as far as appearance, he just looks so different. He just looks so different nowadays. He's still shredded though. He's still in good shape. Which keeping
he's
up
like
with
a tree.
Yeah, dude's a freaking beast of a man. But yeah, it was cool to go War Tour because I remember the Free Monster. I drank the Free Monster, and I remember Katy Perry did a one-off show.
Oh, I remember that.
I was at. And I had no idea it was Katy Perry until I heard her singing that song about kissing a girl. And then she went off on a tangent about how awful men were. And then men and women started throwing their condoms at her.
Current Katy Perry would throw a shit fit over that.
Oh, she was not happy then. She was not happy. That was 2008 when she did that. That was 2008.
I think I went before that. This was like way before my time, but I know No Doubt played. And one of them, they're coming back, by the way. I'm sure you're not like a big No Doubt fan, but I am. They're coming back, but I think it's just in Vegas. I'm like, I gotta get myself to Vegas.
You should go. Vegas is one. Vegas is bad.
I really wanted to go. Have you heard of Coachella?
Oh, of course. Some bands have liked to
about it, but No Doubt hadn't played a show in like over a decade, and they announced, I think it was last year, that they were playing Coachella on my birthday. And I was gonna go with the loser I was dating at the time, and like bought tickets and got dumped like the next day. So I didn't end up going to it, but so I was like, next time,
just go, just for the life experience. If you happen to get something out of it, great. But go for the life experience. That's the way I see it. Like I'm going to a fest in.
I kind of want to go to this. Somebody come to Warped Tour with me.
Someone go to work. I can't go because that's next month, too soon. My oldest turns 12 next month. But someone someone join Mike to go to. Or if I had lived in Orlando, I'd be, hey, let's fucking go, bro.
That's so fucking expensive. But I feel like, when else are you gonna get to do it?
I can't believe. No, is it like a whole weekend or is it just one day? What's the deal?
That's a good question.
Because maybe there's a reason outside of recency of price hikes. There's be a reason why that.
I think it's 2 days. Maybe there's a just go.
Oh, see, there could be more to it. It's not like a traveling festival the way it used to be. Now it's probably more like a destination thing where it's like only 3 cities.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
Where it was like 2 months long of going.
Oh, there's probably be like people camped there and shit.
Yeah, so I can actually see why. Not that saying it makes it okay, but in their defense, it makes sense why the price is where there is because the setting, the way they do it's very different.
Oh, I want to go.
Yeah, dude, you should go. You should.
If you guys feel like sending in super chats or joining my locals or Patreon, which will go to the Mike going to Warped Tour fund. No, but I'm trying to decide if I should. So like back to what we started talking about forever ago. I'm trying to decide. So like years ago, I decided I was going to do a video that was like drunk history of the Halloween movies. And it took for fucking ever editing this thing. And then like nobody really watched it. But I never put out part 2. So I'm debating if I should finish it and put out part 2 in the next like week or 2. But I don't know if anyone like actually cares to watch that.
Go with your gut, man. If you
I'm
feel
debating if I should work on that.
If you feel like you should see it through to the end, like
I
maybe
kind of want to
run a few polls. You know, go to your community posts, go through your Twix posts, combine the votes.
Twix.
Try to on Twix, and try to gauge where your audience is with that stuff. You always want to pay attention to what is your audience interested in. Like, and that's the thing. Like for my channel, you don't sub to my channel for one thing, and I'm aware that yes, when you do more than one thing, the algorithm automatically brings you down. I know, I'm aware of that. But for me, you for my channel, you subscribe for the personality. But you know, there are times where I'm not sure what I want to do, so I'll ask my audience, whether it's on community posts or on Twix. Hey, what do you guys want to see? I want to see where my audience is at. What should I be talking about here? What should I be talking about there? I'd say gauge your market. If it feels like I decide if there's at least 60%, then I go for it. Because to me, 50-50 is never good, or even 51, 49. 60% is okay. The majority.
That's what I got to do. I've been wanting to do Celebrity Apprentice videos. Also, by the way, let me say, Drew, this is so terrible. I'd quit smoking cigarettes. I had not smoked cigarettes in like maybe 4 or 5 years. And this week I bought a pack and I had a couple packs of cigarettes. And so I'd quit vaping recently too. And now I bought a vape. So I need to like quit all of it again. It's terrible.
I believe you. I believe you. I remember I tried to get hooked on cigarettes about 21 years ago.
You tried to?
I tried. So because I was surrounded by a bunch of buddies of mine at the time who were all into it. And I didn't understand it, even though it smelled bad. I thought, okay, maybe I should try this a few times.
No,
just
you're smart not to.
And then I tried it, and then I came to the conclusion that McChickens were way better. And that was it. McChickens tasted better, they smelled better, they looked better. And then I never went back to it. That was it. That was my literal conclusion, that McChickens tasted better. That $1 McChicken.
It was one or the other?
Because I didn't understand the enjoyment. Because I kind of treated, that's how I saw it. Okay, I'm trying to get addicted here. It's not working.
You're trying to get addicted. You're the only person who tries to get addicted.
I did. I tried to get 5 times. I tried 5 times, and then it just was not happening. I'm like, okay, if this ain't gonna happen now, it's never gonna happen, and it just never did. It just never did.
Damn,
I've never done coke, never done heroin. I did shrooms once. That was 21 years ago. I put my hand in the air, and lightning came down and wrapped around my arm at 7-Eleven. That was pretty epic. And that was while I was listening to Pink Floyd, I think. That was about it. That was the only time I ever did shrooms. That was it. That's it.
See, well, oh yeah, I guess so like other than like, you know, smoking the weed a few times, like I'd never done any drugs. I did shrooms, and then I had to go on a stream. I was on Adam's stream once on shrooms.
Oh no. He's a great guy, by the way. I met him in person.
Fun. Oh, I love Adam. I miss him.
Such a fun guy. I got to meet him, his wife, his son. We went out for actual Chicago.
Wait, I think we're talking about different Adams.
Oh, you're talking Soldier Spirit.
Yeah, that's talking.
I was talking Craig there. I
love him too.
I love him too. I want to meet him. We talked about it.
I've not seen him in forever.
We talked about it. I talked to that Adam. Vets talking. I talked to him over DMs a few weeks ago. We talked about me coming down, but the timing doesn't look good for me to come down to Missouri. I was hoping maybe around the springtime, maybe we can make something work. I want to go down there and visit him. I think it'd be cool. He's about 7-hour drive for me.
You guys should just come here.
We should. I gotta figure out how do I go to Orlando twice, because I'm doing Universal with my children because they've never been to Florida. We're doing that in June. So I was like, okay, we gotta do that. And
you gotta hang out.
Hey, I think we could fit that into the schedule. Why not? Hell yeah, it'll be fun. And the kids want to see what Buc-ee's is like too. They want to actually go.
I went there in Texas.
It's amazing.
It is
right?
like Willy Wonka's Wonderland.
Really
Badasses.
Dude, I loved it. Like, I was like, I want to live in this place, and I would, and I'd be happy with it. I really would be. I spent around $350, and I don't regret a single decision I made. If anything, if I could live a real life instant replay, I'd do it all over again.
That's amazing.
It was fucking awesome.
We should probably start wrapping up in a little bit. I know you got shit to do. If anyone feels so inclined, send in your super chats. Like I said, join my locals. You don't want to miss movie night. We're going to watch The Thing. I'm very excited to see it. I can't believe you haven't seen Sleepaway Camp. I thought I was the only one.
Hey, you're the only one who hasn't seen The Thing, so I guess that makes us even.
That's true. There's a lot of shit I haven't seen. Like a lot of those big movies that like everyone has seen them. There are a lot of those that I haven't seen.
Oh, dude, yeah. There's a lot
I
of
love
ones.
Ed Wood. Have you ever seen Ed Wood?
Not seen. I know of it, but I have not seen it.
Oh, it's so good. You would love it.
Nice. Okay.
I miss like that era. I miss Tim Burton when he was good.
No, dude, that was a wild time when Tim Burton with what's his name? His composer. Danny Elfman. That was like the combination to have for movies. That was a wonderful time, whether it was it Coraline, Corpse Bride?
Oh, Coraline was great. I don't think that was even Tim Burton. I don't even think that was them.
Nightmare Before Christmas, Batman Returns. I mean, and I still consider Batman Returns a Christmas movie to this very damn day. Oh, man. Oh, dude. And then Christopher Walken, he's in Returns.
Oh, I got to rewatch that.
Dude, his hair is wild in that movie.
Did you ever play the Batman Returns game on like Super Nintendo? My dad and I used to crush it at that.
Oh, dude. I was 8, 9 years old getting mad and yelling at my TV, my bubble
that
TV.
Catwoman level was so fucking hard.
That was at a time where games, you actually were being challenged and you didn't buy it and beat it the day you bought it. You actually had to have discipline, which I definitely did not have at 8 years old. I had far from it.
I still don't.
Right, I still don't. Dude, those games were hard as shit back then. They were a pain in the ass.
The Lion King one.
I remember I skipped school just so. Oh, dude, I'm a Lion King. I skipped school just so I could try to beat Maximum Carnage because Carnage is hard as shit at the end of that game. Because I had to switch off between being Spider-Man and Venom constantly just so I could try to have an upper hand. Because Spider-Man, I remember he could punch faster, but Venom's slower, but he can hit harder. So you had the trade-off, between the two, faster versus harder. Sounds sexual, but
baby, don't tempt me with a good time.
But yeah, Maximum Carnage is a pain in the ass too. And fighting Carnage at the end of those games, dude. Oh man, I felt like I never. That was when you used to also have strategy guides in hopes that you could try to get
about those. They'd be like the big books.
Yeah, we're gonna go off. If we do it, we're gonna go off into another 2-hour tangent about what we had to do to beat games, and that will take 2 more hours.
So, what have you got coming up, Nick?
Okay, let's see here. Earlier today, I had an excellent conversation with comic legend Mark Miller. We had a great conversation. For those of you, for further reference, if you remember the movie Kick-Ass, the movie Kingsman, he wrote the books based off those movies. He also, when the MCU was on a high, stories like Civil War, Old Logan, those were based off stories that he wrote. He was an excellent guest. Awesome to have him on. Yeah, JT knows that it was an insane show.
Wow.
He was a great guest. Toxic Tuesday, we'll be talking Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Saturday nights, I do a show called Kalabby's Comic Shop. And it's where a few buds and we get together over drinks and we talk comics. That's simple premise. We get our fancy drinks and we just talk shop and we do it over alcohol. And there's been a few nights I definitely have gotten shit housed. There's some nights where I was like, how am I alive?
Awesome.
But yeah, those are my things. I'm on Twix. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Rumble. I know Mike posts all the links on the description. But dude, it was fun to be here, hang out with you. Chat, it was a pleasure to meet all of you, all you new faces. And of course, it's good to see the familiars like Clinton and JT.
You guys are the best. It's so great to see you, you bitch.
Dude, it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me. It was a freaking pleasure to just be shooting the shit with you.
Same. We got to do this more.
Would love to. Let's do a sequel, and we'll make sure it's even better than the first.
Yeah, we won't fuck up our sequel.
No sequel fuck ups here.
Well, thank you, chat fam, for being here. I will be back probably Sunday. Not sure yet if it'll be a stream or movie night. Which one? You guys let me know. We'll do both. But I'll be back. More shows. Working on some videos. I just watched this movie that I need to fucking rant about. So I think I'm going to make a video tonight about it. The fucking
video.
Meryl Streep movie where she... oh, that bitch. What a bitch. Can't fucking stand her. She's probably like fucking Katie Porter behind the scenes. Fucking throwing mashed potatoes at people.
Oh, I love it. Right?
Yeah, right. I'm very excited to watch the thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here, dude. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.